Yes, people. What's going on? It's Egal Talks Football, and I'm back again with another video. I hope you guys are doing well. I was gonna do this video a lot earlier in the day, but unfortunately, I can only do it now at 10:30 at night. So I might as well turn this into also a call-in show, so you guys can call in and give me your takes on the game and what you guys think about the game. But before we get started, I'm just gonna start by saying a couple things about myself, and then I'm gonna add you guys. I can already see Wilson backstage. Big up Wilson in the house. But yeah, as you guys roll in, don't forget to hit that like button on that goddamn video. So of course, Wilson, you too, if you're watching the video, make sure you do hit that like button. I'm gonna add everyone in as we go as the show goes on. But the first 10-15 minutes, I got some stuff that I gotta get off my chest because I feel like there's a lot of negative connotations off the back of that game against Liverpool. And I don't think the game was as bad as everyone is making out to seem at this moment in time. I feel like more people are running with this negative narrative where yes, we dropped points. Yes, we were in a position where we could have won the game and we're 2-0 up. But Granit Xhaka doing what he did, I feel like everyone is now running on this narrative that is Granit Xhaka's fault, that he is the person to blame for the fact that we drew the game. And that could not be any more false than, at least if you say, oh, it led to the opening goal, fair enough. And if you say the opening goal is what got the crowd going, fair enough. But the reality is the whole narrative around the Granit Xhaka thing and the winners and losers of today's game, we're going to get into it. Mikel Arteta, and could he have made more substitutions? Could he have done stuff better? 100%. And also people in the chat, let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Hopefully my mic's going well. We also have the situation where Arsenal have some players currently on loan that they might try to sell. So in the comment section for today's video, I want you guys to answer this for me. Let me know. Do you blame Granit Xhaka for the draw yesterday? One. Number two, do you think Mikel Arteta made some mistakes yesterday and he should have done some changes with his substitutions? That's number two. And number three, on today's show, I want to know, is there any positives that we can take away from the game against Liverpool? For me, these are my winners and losers before I add anybody else into the comment section. First, Granit Xhaka has become a massive loser based on the narratives that people are running with, the agendas that people are running with. The narratives and agendas that people are running with has gone so far and so to the left that it's absolutely ruined his reputation in the media again. He's been having a great season and he's been one of our best players. And this is what now people are doing. They're running with the agenda that Granit Xhaka is now an irrational person who just gets into arguments and fights with players for no said reason. And the head-to-head clash with Trent Alexander-Arnold was the reason why Arsenal drew and is now the reason why Arsenal are going to lose the league. That could not be more false than anything else. Yeah, sorry, I was just sending a link to somebody. But yeah, that could not be more false than anything else. And I just want to show you guys how far, to the extent that people have taken some of this stuff and the victimization of Granit Xhaka. He is an easy target. Granit Xhaka is an easy target. He's been targeted numerous times, year in, year out, for the last couple years. He is an easy target. He's somebody that they can villainize quite easily. And I just want to show you guys some of these articles that have come out, because some of the articles that have come out are scandalous, disgraceful articles. Some articles stating that Granit Xhaka is the reason why we lost. Some articles stating that Granit Xhaka blew a fuse and could turn the title race. Like, basically, they're trying to say this whole incident is being blown out of proportion to gradual effect. First of all, if you don't know, before Granit Xhaka got into the face of Trent Alexander-Arnold, he got into a situation with Konate, where Konate left one on him. The same kind of foul that Ben White earlier in the game got a yellow card for was not given. Once again, Paul Tierney's fault. Then Granit Xhaka leaves one on Trent as he's passing the ball away. Mistake number two there. He shouldn't have done that. But then Trent two-hand pushes him as he's walking away from the incident. And then this is where the issue really lies. We go and concede the goal. The goal that we concede is sloppy. You get the cross in to Henderson. Henderson tips it to Salah. Salah scores the goal. The reality is, if we didn't score the goal, the Anfield crowd wouldn't have woken up. Forget about Xhaka and the whole argument. The Anfield crowd woke up after the goal. If you want to say Granit Xhaka is the reason why they woke up and Granit Xhaka is the reason why they scored the goal, well, Granit Xhaka wasn't in the box defending. Our defenders made mistakes also. So stop scapegoating Granit Xhaka. Stop making him the easy target. He is not a loser, in my opinion. He was one of the better players on the day, but the media and the agendas from the media is the losers on the day. That is my number one that I wanted to mention. But yeah, as we go, we'll talk about the rest. Wilson's going to join us. We got Wilson in the house. Hope you're doing well, Wilson. Um, my guy
I'm
here,
good.
yes, Abdi, Liverpool fan, saying it's not his fault. Raman saying no, I don't blame Granit Xhaka. If
Oh,
that was Saka, nobody would say anything about it. That is true.
oh,
Egal, can we win the league?
of course
Egal,
we can.
yeah, we can still win the league.
Of
People
course we
talking about
can.
the a big winner in yesterday though was Man City. Man City were a big winner. Man City were a big winner.
Um, I think Man City should be worried. They should be worried about the way we're playing at the moment. And 6 points is a decent gap. And City would have saw that. I can guarantee now, Igal, City would have saw that, and they'll be thinking like, how the heck did Arsenal get away with it? That's what they're probably thinking right now.
That's
That's the
true.
truth of it. We need to be real right now.
We were lucky to get a point. That's the
I,
reality.
I feel like it's a point gained, despite what happened in the second half. Ramsdale, yet again, he was immense. His kick, he made amazing saves. There was a shot from I think it was Salah. It was going towards the far corner. It was mad.
One
It was
second.
great,
I
great save, great
I
save.
just need to read this comment. Abdullah here says all the players and the manager bottled it yesterday, and for you
Oh,
supporting that, you are a disgrace to this fan base.
what?
What on earth are you talking about?
What is he
First of all,
talking about, man?
First of all, yesterday the players didn't lose the game. If we would have lost
Exactly.
the game, if we would have lost the game, you can consider it a full bottle job where we lost the game and everything was done. We had a 2 goal lead. Liverpool were the much better team, and we held on for a point.
Exactly.
And if it wasn't for thing nutmegging Trent nutmegging Zinchenko, they would have easily, what do you call it?
If it
Uh,
weren't for
got,
Ramsdale's saves, Egal, yeah, we would have literally lost all three.
You know what? Why did I even
What's he
mention that?
talking
Yeah, we could have
about?
easily lost all 3 points. To say it's a disgrace to support the team,
Come
technically,
on,
I
man.
feel proud of the team today.
Same here.
Even though we drew, I feel proud of the team because they put in one of the in a game where we scored 2 goals, and for majority of the game we were under pressure. We defended well. So to
Exactly.
say it's a disgrace, I don't know
Come
where
on
you're
now.
coming from.
Come on
This
now.
you're almost treating it as if a draw against Anfield. Put it into perspective. Only one team in the Premier League this season, which was Leeds United, have
Yeah.
beaten them at Anfield. Only one team. Manchester United lost 7-0. Chelsea
Man
drew.
City lost. Man
If I'm not
City lost as
mistaken,
well.
Tottenham lost there, and Manchester City lost there. So where is this energy coming from that it's a disgrace to lose at Liverpool? It's
I just
crazy
don't get
to
it.
me. Like
Anfield is a tough place to go, despite Liverpool's poor season. Some people are forgetting about that. Come on now.
Paul Tierney. Are you forget Paul Tierney, this
Oh,
disgrace of a referee?
oh, Fortini was shocking. He weren't that great. Let's be honest. He weren't that great. But I'm not going to put him down as that particular reason. But he weren't great. Let's be honest. He was shocking.
You know what? Paul Tierney, we have a history with Paul Tierney. Can I show you guys the history with Paul Tierney that we have? The
Hmm.
history that we have with Paul Tierney is in the last 7 games with Arsenal, we have only won 1 game. We've gotten
Wow.
2 draws. By the way, I think
Wow.
there's feedback from your mic.
Oh,
Just turn down your
that,
headphones. Just turn down your audio so we don't hear ourselves. But yeah,
okay.
I'm just gonna show everybody what I'm talking about. Paul Tierney in our last 7 games that he refed us. These are the stats from the last 7 games that he refed us. Southampton draw 1-1, and there was a red card. There was a sending off. In the Leicester game, we won 3-1. In the Chelsea game, we lost 2-0. In the Crystal Palace game, we lost 3-0. In the Tottenham game, we lost 3-0, and there was a red card to Rob Holding. In the Manchester United game, we lost 1-0, and you guys remember the infamous Gabriel Martinelli goal that was disallowed. And this game versus Liverpool, 2-2. Now, I am not saying that Paul Tierney was the reason why we drew yesterday, but I did feel like Paul Tierney yesterday, all the 50-50 calls were going Liverpool's way. That's just me. I don't know about you guys, but I felt like a lot of the 50-50 calls were going Liverpool's way yesterday. And I felt like Paul Tierney was basically favoring the home team. Maybe it's because the crowd were on his case, and every time a decision was a question about a decision was happening, the crowd got in his case and maybe convinced him. But yeah, that was definitely happening. We're going to talk about Vader in a second. We're going to talk about Man City in a second. We're not there yet. We're not at the Man City portion of the show yet. No one likes Arsenal fans. That's true. No one likes Arsenal fans. A lot of rivals don't like Arsenal fans. And we got a Chelsea fan coming in right now. OG. Chelsea OG. What's good, Chelsea OG? Yo.
Big up, bro. Big up, man.
Be honest.
These refs, man.
Do you guys feel like these referees, they're agents of chaos, as my guy said? They do these things sometimes in games where it's like you just question if they have control of the game, or if they're letting the game go crazy for entertainment.
I mean, you don't think any of it's corruption. You just think it's pure entertainment bias.
I think some of it is like they might have a team that they don't like. So there's referees, for example, Chelsea fans. Whenever you play Anthony Taylor, you consider it a loss already before it's a game already started.
We need to be real.
With over 100,000 signatures, and it got dismissed by the Parliament because they found no basis for it. They put it on trolling. They said this petition was a troll.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was famous. It was pretty big, that petition.
Oh, goodness me. And do you know what? There's this particular... Let me give you my view, because the fact is, we've got the best league in the world. On the other hand, we've got the worst officials in the world. VAR is not the problem. It's the officials who are not doing their job. Time after time after time after time. When are they going to learn, man?
They won't, man. But listen, the last guy that elbowed Robertson wasn't even English. He was from
what? We're gonna talk about the guy who elbowed Robertson in a second. But
what country
disgusting.
Where is he from?
He's not English with that name.
Oh.
We'll figure it out. Where he's from. But we got someone here saying, Egal, why don't you talk about Arsenal's time wasting?
Oh, come on, man. Every team does that.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Like, we're 2-0 up. You guys were the better team in the second half. And I feel like the reason why we were wasting time was because we weren't really getting control of the game. We needed to do whatever we could to try to get control back of the game. And if it means kick the ball out, or take a little bit extra longer with the goal kick, or take a little extra longer with the corner, you're going to try that. Realistically, you guys scored your goal at what minute of the game? What minute of the game did they score their second goal? In the 88th minute? 84th minute?
87th? I think it was 87th.
Basically, they had enough time to go on and get the winner. So at the times that we were time wasting, it was just prior to the goal that they scored. Bukayo Saka got a booking in the 84th minute. Of course, we're going to try to kill as much time as possible. We seen that there was light at the end of the tunnel, and with the substitutions that Mikel Arteta made, bringing on Trossard for Jesus and Jakub Kavor for Martin Odegaard, that was similar to when he would bring on Ben White and bring on Rob Holding and go three at the back. That's basically what he tried to do. And now we have to talk about Mikel Arteta's substitutions, because
I want to add more to that time wasting thing. Yeah. That's the referee's fault, because if the system was on point, they'll do what they done in the World Cup. Remember what they done in the World Cup?
Yeah.
We never saw less than 5 minutes in the World Cup, bro. We saw 10, 12 minutes in the World Cup. If they done that would, again, it all comes to the ref. If the referee lets you elbow in a fight, you throw an elbow. You know what I mean? It's all on the ref.
You feel like the time wasting was excessive?
No, you could, brother. How can I talk? Chelsea wasted so much time back in there. I remember Drogba used to hug the corner post, have 3 guys on his back cheek. Time wasting part of the game. It's the ref and the system to get rid of it, like they did in Qatar. Going, we don't care if you time wait. We're going to add 7 minutes, but in the Premier League, they never add that many minutes, even if you do a mad one.
How many minutes did they give him? 5 minutes?
That's what it was, 5 minutes. So
Because
in
they
the FaZe
gave
World
5
Cup, it'd
minutes.
be 10.
With all the time wasting that we did, they only gave 5 minutes. So that just goes to show you that they weren't taking their
Should have
job
been more.
serious. Yasin, personally, if you guys had an extra 4 or 5 minutes, I would have been scared. How we got out of that game with a draw, I don't know. Yo, the link is in the comment section. I'm
Pin it.
confused. Can you guys not see the link?
It's at the top though. You have to scroll all the way up, bro. So far you pin it.
Did I not pin it?
Nah, not even. I'd scroll all the way up.
I saw it. It was literally at the top.
You know what?
Because you came in early, that means.
I'm just gonna end the poll so
That's
you guys
true.
can jump on. Yeah, the time wasting is part of the game. It's part of the game. I don't really get too upset about the time wasting personally. When rival teams do it to us, we just have to find a way to get a goal. Bournemouth did it to us from minute 1.
Every team in the Premier League does it. Every team does it. But when it comes to Arsenal, there's absolute uproar. I don't understand it, man. I really don't. I really don't.
Of course, he's a Liverpool fan in the comment section. He's going to have some set of obsession. He's going to be slightly upset that Arsenal were wasting time because that is.
Come on. I mean, imagine if Liverpool were time wasting.
They've done it in the Champions League final.
So what are we going to say it then?
You know what? Forget about the time wasting. They were upset at Martinelli for this. They were saying Martinelli's a cheat. They were saying Martinelli should be in trouble.
What?
Did you guys see this?
What is he doing?
This right here. Basically, the ball got kicked. Konate kicks the ball. Apparently, it slightly grazes Martinelli's head, and he goes down. And people are saying this is simulation.
That's not civil. Come on, man.
Did he get booked for it?
No, he did not get booked for it.
No, he didn't.
People are asking for Martinelli to get booked because they're saying he dived and he pretended to be injured when he was not injured. I personally think this is not a big deal. I think people are blowing this out of proportion. Head injuries are very important. Head injuries are very important to stop the game for. But this right here, people are saying it wasn't a head injury. He was just making a joke out of it.
The leg was high from Konate, to be honest with you. It was high. It was high.
But it wasn't that Konate touched him. I think it's that the ball got hit on his head.
Oh, we got Alex in the house. Right. Big up, man.
Alex in the house. You Chelsea takeover today.
Hello, Alex.
Hold on a second. Let me try to.
Take your time. Get yourself set up. The fact is, I'm happy with the point. I'm happy Arsenal dropped points. Of course you are. You're a Liverpool fan.
This is how it's coming down to.
Of course you're happy. You're a Liverpool fan. Of course you want us to drop points. There's not a question about it. Of course you're.
But the fact of the matter is, Egal, like Liverpool are like 12 points off of the top 4. How are they going to get top 4 from that? No chance.
You know what? They don't really care. They just want to spoil our party. That's what they want to spoil. But you know what? I just want to talk about this. Bro, do people on the internet anymore, do people on Twitter even know how football goes? Did you see this video? Do people even know how football works? Because there was videos of people making fun of Odegaard for not trying to do more on these 3 occasions, and the guy had the audacity to call him a coward.
What? That's out of order. If
you watch the videos, basically the first one, he's trying to time where the ball is going to land, and it lands straight on Curtis Jones's head. The other one is somebody jumps for a header and he's nowhere near the ball, and they're like, why didn't he jump for the ball? And the final one, it's an aerial duel that's nowhere near him. And then people have the audacity to post stuff like this, and for some reason these things get interactions.
They get bare views, bro. Compilate, what's it called? There's little collage videos.
It's ridiculous.
It's a joke, and it just shows like some people don't know what they're talking about. Some people genuinely don't know how football works. If they think this is a problem, like genuinely, I'm confused. Like, how are you calling Martin Odegaard a coward? This is the definition of people who just get angry for no reason. Angry for no reason.
They overreact, Egal. They overreact.
Maybe it's just a troll.
Yeah,
probably.
Alex is here. Alex, you're here to call me out or something? What's going on?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that I wanted to. Every time you speak about Chelsea, for some reason, you saying the things that what's the name of those things that you can figure out what's the process at Chelsea and everything, and maybe
Because you don't have a
ma-
process.
okay, that's why I'm trying to figure it out and try to see what process means for you and what process means for Chelsea. I think you basically saying process. I don't even know what you call process. You call process giving Arteta 3 years? That's process for you? That's not the process for me. That's a different process, but what's the difference? And you every time you come to Terrace, I wanted to come and actually teach you because I think you don't actually know what's the process is.
Okay.
For me, and I will actually tell you what's the process is for me.
Okay,
That's
fair
what's the
enough.
process, what Chelsea look for. So the biggest thing about the process is myth. What actual thing is for Chelsea process, it's inconsistency and a different type of managers. That's the process what Chelsea looking for. So we went from Mourinho, then we went to Sarri, then we went to Conte. The difference is in the process for what you saw and what I'm looking for at Chelsea. It's you can fire managers as much as you want. Don't hire manager after Sarri. Don't hire manager like Conte that plays completely different style with different players that you already have. Do you understand what I'm saying? If Chelsea's gonna hire right now, after we hired Tuchel, after we got another one, all of a sudden we're gonna get the counter-attacking manager. That's where you go. Then you're gonna call us no process. If we are doing that, until then, you can't say nothing because I can tell you what you saying that the process is give a manager times. Please tell me, Bayern Munich in 20 years, how managers did they sack and they hired? Please tell me what Real Madrid did. Please tell me what Barcelona did. If you're gonna call me what you did, it's not a process. It's literally no ambition.
Okay, first of all, you're mixing up one and two things. Okay. I am calling strictly. First of all, shout out to the people in the comment section. I see. Come on, you Gooners. 11 raps in the house. We see you, Kajo and Train. We see you guys in the chat. Egal, make sure Alex comes correct. I don't like his tone. The guy's a guest in your house. Show some respect. Yo, Alex. First of all,
that's how I talk, man.
Bro, he
Alex,
hasn't even
don't
released
worry.
the
It's
kind of
fine.
hook
It's
pass
fine.
yet.
It's fine.
Oh,
It's
come on,
fine.
man.
Listen, first of all, we're not really talking about Chelsea right now, but we're going to talk about Chelsea for a little bit, and then we'll get back to the Arsenal game, Liverpool game in a second. So first things first. The reason why I call out Chelsea is because you can admit that from the summer, before Thomas Tuchel was sacked, your transfer strategy in the summer had no direction. You didn't know what you guys were doing, and it seemed like Todd Bowley was all over the world trying to sign everyone's hijacks. Am I wrong?
What does that mean towards the process, though?
This is a key part to the process. Recruitment is a big part of the process. Recruitment of players is important to how you go in your direction of your club. So my first thing that I was calling out was your recruitment and your direction. It seemed like every single one of your players that you were going for were just big names, and you had no idea how they were going to fit to the puzzle. Thomas Tuchel, yes, maybe he was given the keys. Maybe Bowley didn't know what he's doing. But at the end of the day, in the summer, you can agree
Arsenal
with me.
has a process then?
Listen, stop getting defensive.
I'm not getting defensive. I'm trying to be educated by you on the process.
You are getting defensive because I am not talking about a process. I'm strictly talking about Todd Bowley spending like a maniac, signing 100 players plus, or however many players he actually signed, and not having an idea on how they're going to all fit until potentially January. Is that accurate?
It's accurate. I just don't call the process.
Okay, now because it's not a process. There was no process until January supposedly. So now, if you want to say Chelsea's process, Chelsea has no process. They've not shown a process. They've not shown anything until January. January, they said, you know what? Now we're going to sign young players. We're going to try to build for the future. Until January, with Raheem Sterling, Koulibaly coming in, and some of the signings you've made in the summer, you were trying to win now. Those are win now players. Those are experienced players. Aubameyang coming in, experienced players to win now. In the summer, you say Project Youth. This sounds like two completely different processes. So when
that's
you say
that's what I'm trying to understand. What's the process? Is that the players? Is that the
The
specific players? Is Koulibaly playing at Chelsea right now?
Okay, let me give you an example. The process is what Jose Mourinho did. Jose Mourinho came in, and his goal at Chelsea was to win now. He brought in players to win now, to make you guys successful immediately. Then there's other processes. For example, Liverpool's process. You don't have all the money to spend as much money up front, so you build for the future. You make smart buys, and eventually, when you get to the final stage, you buy the big players to put you over the hump. Then there's the final step, the other step, which is like the Dortmund, where you buy youth and you continue to buy smart buys, and eventually you see a team where it's good enough, where either you have to sell the players and restart, or you win major trophies with the young team. And it doesn't happen too often that you win major trophies with a young team. Eventually, you have to buy quality players at the end. Right now, Arsenal, you know where we are in the process? We currently are in the stage where we have to buy big players to put us in the quality level of
Okay.
beating the top clubs. We still don't have the same quality across the whole team as some of the top teams. We are currently a young team with a young core. We bought Jesus and stuff to add experience. Now we need the next players to add our bench and strengthen the squad. Liverpool, where they made mistakes, they didn't continue to buy players. Man City continue to buy players. Chelsea, you don't have a direction. Are you go until summer?
Where's the plan?
Where in the summer you said, I'm going Project Youth. You basically did what we did when we started playing Bukayo Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. That's what you did in the January.
So the players that we bought, I'm assuming you're talking about 2 young players, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Are they starting?
No, not yet. That's why.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Patient.
So we bought the young players, but they don't play for Chelsea. So technically, we're using the players that we bought in the summertime, right? So by your words, by your words, the process not even in the January. By your words, we're still in the summer transfer, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. You see what I'm saying? This is where I'm actually telling you again and again. You can say whatever it is about the players, because it's not about the players. It's never about the players. It's about the managers It's about the managers and continuing the same management in the future. Again, I'm telling you, please listen to me carefully what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to dig. This is how I speak. I'm Russian. If you don't know who Russian are, go talk to somebody else. You will see it. But I'm trying to tell you what biggest process of Chelsea had. And everybody who you're going to say, Chelsea's process was what? Hire, fire managers, right?
No, your process was win now.
Exactly. But how did we do that to win now?
Whatever it took.
Whatever it took. What one of the examples of whatever it took?
Hiring and firing managers.
Thank you. We went back to the beginning, what I'm actually saying. If you're trying to understand what I'm trying to say again, you're right. When Mourinho came in, it was some kind of process. And I can tell you and prove it. When Mourinho left, the players that we already have, Everton Graham, played the same way that Mourinho did. It was semi-successful. Then it was Gus Hiddink, right? So there was this continuous. When did we start to become chaos a little bit? When we hired AVB, then we went to Ancelotti, then AVB. Abramovich wanted to us to play a little bit more expensive, not counter-attacking, not that. Don't interrupt.
But that's not my point.
I'm trying to tell you how Chelsea are looking as a process. I don't care what your division of the process is. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm not here talking about process. I don't question Chelsea pre Todd Bowley. I only question Chelsea post Todd Bowley entering the picture.
Okay. That's what I'm trying to say. You see nothing. I see we hired the manager and we fired the manager. At least it's gonna be on the same style of football. So the players that we bought before, they're gonna be okay with the managers that next comes in. And that's the biggest problem. Liverpool, what did Liverpool do? You keep saying that what's his name? The manager did what Klopp did, right? But let's start before that. How the style was changing specifically. They did not want to play the way what's the name? Roy whatever it was when he was at Liverpool. So they got the next manager. Next manager, who was the after Roy?
Wasn't it Brendan Rodgers?
Aren't you a Liverpool fan?
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, no.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were a Liverpool fan.
Brendan
I'm an
Rodgers,
Arsenal
no?
fan.
Yeah.
Don't worry
No,
about
mind.
Brendan
What
Rodgers,
I'm saying
no?
is, it was a gradual.
was it Kenny Dalglish?
The
somewhere in
Grealish
there
and
too?
yes,
Dalglish,
Roy Kenny
yeah.
Dalglish, and then what's his name? That Celtic manager came back.
Rogers.
Rogers. So
Rodgers.
do you see
Brendan
how the
Rodgers.
style of the game process and the final piece was Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp was the one that the process of development, how style of the play. So when they buy a players, they fit the managers. This is the Chelsea's problem. Our managers did not fit the players that we have.
So you agree with me? Chelsea's a mess because your ownership don't know what they're doing.
Oh my
And
word!
there's no plan.
You see,
They don't
I'm
have a
saying
plan because
if-
they continue to make. Okay, Alex.
We do have a plan.
I
We're gonna hire
understand,
Enrique.
Alex. I just want to make it clear. I understand what you're saying, and I was listening to what you're saying. You're speaking about the process of hiring managers that don't fit the same style that you were trying to go to previously. I am not speaking about that. When I criticize Chelsea, I'm speaking about the scattergun approach of signings, hirings, and decision making that has been made since Todd Bowley has come in charge of Chelsea Football Club.
Okay,
He has
what
made
wasn't good? Hiring the director, we did.
Okay.
Hiring the board, we did. Hiring the players, expensive players, young and old.
Let me give you an example. If you go into a restaurant and you own the restaurant and you buy the restaurant tomorrow, are you going to sack all the chefs in the restaurant and bring in a new menu and bring in a new chef for the restaurant, or are you going to take time to transition away from those chefs and bring in your own chef slowly? Because what Todd Bowley has done, he's come into the restaurant, he sacked all the chefs, he said fuck the menu, he said everybody get out, and he basically also sacked all the people who work in the restaurant, and he basically kept the people who were the best performers at the restaurant.
First of all,
and said
Bayor
everyone else
left
can
by
get the hell out.
himself. He didn't fire nobody. Marina left
Bro,
by himself.
That is not true. That is not
Oh,
remotely true.
true.
That is not remotely true. You know,
Oh my word, Marina left by
None
herself.
of you have
Understand?
inside information like that.
come on. We all know.
You don't
we
all
all
know
know.
because it's actually he was saying Todd Bowley himself saying that we did not expect it. Marina to left because they thought that she's gonna actually help them smoothly transition through the summer. That's what was. So don't tell me what Chelsea did or what did
Okay.
not.
Do you believe?
Oh,
Do you believe that Chelsea and Mourinho saying they're going to leave on their own wasn't PR? Do you believe a man who sacked somebody in a Zoom call meeting, that's your fitness? What was it? Your head of physio. He sacked him in a Zoom call meeting.
He should have got an email, to be honest. He was terrible.
Come on, like
wow.
even
All our players got injured.
I don't even know
One
what
second.
you're talking about.
One second.
Zoom calls. I think
One
you
second.
actually know
Even
more about
if-
Chelsea than I do.
even if
Wow.
this was a normal thing, right? Prime is in the house. Big up Prime.
Ah.
Even if it's a
Okay.
normal thing for people to leave and come in, I genuinely believe that from my perspective, Todd Bowley has made categorical error after categorical error, and I'm not speaking about Roman
What's the
Abramovich's
categorical
error.
error? What did he do wrong?
Okay, one, he sacked Thomas Tuchel, then he brought in Graham Potter. He made numerous signings. He made numerous signings
that's
in
the only one I'll give you.
One second. He made a lot of mistakes in the summer, which was Aubameyang didn't have an idea what they were doing with it. Koulibaly, a little bit too old, and he's not making it at the end.
To replace Rudiger.
Are you serious?
Raheem Sterling
Is he serious?
was a Thomas Tuchel signing, not a club signing. Hence, the moment that Thomas Tuchel left, Raheem Sterling went off a cliff and hasn't played well since. Right?
Oh,
You look at
I can
the
tell you
structure-
all what you're saying. It's basically one person's
One
fault.
second.
What's his name? Harry Potter.
Big up
He
Kabak
does
in the
not know
house.
what.
Big up, man.
he
Hey, Egal
actually-
knows everything
You
know
about Chelsea,
what?
bro.
One
You know
second.
what?
Everything about
Kabak
Chelsea.
says Egal has been hacking Chelsea's corporate email.
Oh, bro, he's in the know, bro.
No.
oh my God.
He was
Listen,
tell you what.
zooming
Guys,
in.
we'll come back to Chelsea in a second. I just want to say this. Egal's obsessed with Chelsea. I'm not obsessed with Chelsea.
Oh, behave yourself, man.
I just want to know, Alex, Prime,
Oh,
CFCOG, do you agree with me that since Todd Bowley has come in, Chelsea is worse off, and since
of course
he's come
they
in,
are.
since he's come in, you
Of course
currently
we are. Do we think that we forgot who Abramovich is?
Yeah, he's a winner.
No, hold on a second. None of you ever will feel what Chelsea fans felt because the whole government of UK wanted the club to be.
That will never happen again.
I won't. Yeah, because
Exactly.
my owners won't get ousted
Oh,
the
yeah.
same way.
Why?
Because
all
they're
of
American.
Oh, you see, I don't want to go political, but
Yeah, let's not blame Biden.
Yeah. No,
Don't.
just because where you owner come from.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it
reason.
back. Let's bring it back. Arsenal's process and Chelsea's process. The reason, if you guys continue where you are right now and you continue to progress, then we can say you actually have a process. If you don't continue to progress and you change the whole thing again, then you have to agree with me, Alex.
But until then, can you say that there's no
Wait.
process? Stop saying there is no process.
There is a process. It's just the process but previously there wasn't.
Chaos.
No, you see, you comparing one thing to another thing. Why you don't actually look at a short period of time? Why you compare the previous regime to the new regime?
Because you don't care about short period of time. When we talk about Arsenal doing well this season, you still bring up eighth and fifth.
Yeah, because
you're in the
this is what
bottom
you're
half,
saying, that
man.
you have a process. Did
Oh,
you
you're
buy
11th
William?
right now.
What happened?
What
Did you
now?
buy William? Did you buy what's his name? Chelsea rejects. What happened then with the process?
Bro,
hold
that
up.
was a
Psycho
mistake. We made a
dude.
mistake. One
so
second. We
You're
made a
allowed to have
mistake.
mistake signings.
One
We
second.
don't.
We made a mistake. We
But
stopped.
we don't. We're not allowed to have mistakes.
You are allowed to have mistakes, but your mistake right now is costing
But
you.
our
Your
mistakes
11th.
is not a process.
second.
Your mistake is a
1
process,
second.
right?
Our mistake was 2 years ago. Your mistake is right now.
Oh, wow.
But Arteta was still there.
But what kind of process you
Blimey.
talking about, Egal, then?
For God's sakes, Alex, what are you missing? Are you missing the point that Chelsea Football Club right now are 11th because Todd Bowley continuously makes error after error, but you only are admitting 2 errors. You're only saying sacking Tuchel and bringing in Graham Potter is the only mistakes. You're forgetting about the money he spent, the amount of players he brought in, the wrong signings that he made, the fact that he was going for dinners across the whole world.
Are you willing
when
to
he
hold
should've
on?
brought in-
One question
What?
then.
I go.
One question, and I'm done with Chelsea. One question.
Okay.
If Chelsea hires, let's say, what's his name, the manager, Enrique Iglesias or whatever.
Enrique.
Do you think we're still gonna be 11?
No, obviously you're going to be higher on the table.
Hold
No.
on. Why?
Nah.
It's not because of it's not only because of the manager though, because you guys would have more time working through what you guys are trying to build.
Oh, I can tell you one thing. I blame everything at Chelsea this season on specific one person, and that's
Graham
Potter.
Potter. That is ridiculous.
Whoa.
Alex,
It's your problem. It's your
Alex,
problem.
There's a lot
I
more
tell you
than
what I feel.
Potter, man.
Alex, that is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but he's like 90%.
Come on now.
As much
There's
as you
a
want
lot
to blame
more than just
everything,
Potter.
as much as you want to blame everything, you've lost this argument right there. You've lost
No.
It
this
starts from
argument right
top to
You wanna know
bottom,
why?
man.
Because
Why?
Graham Potter wasn't there against Wolves. Graham Potter won't be here for the rest of the
Can I
season.
speak?
You
Frank
are going to
Lampard.
see. You are going to see.
How is the
you are
Brighton
going
doing
to see-
instead of Potter?
Can I go? Can I speak?
1 second.
Yeah, go
you
ahead,
can
Prime.
speak Prime in a second. Immediately after I'm done, I'll let you go. I'm just gonna say this: Potter was maybe 60% of the problem. The remaining 40% was actually Todd Bowley, 60% of the problem, and his running of the club since he came in. You could account 20% to Graham Potter. You can account 20% to the former regime. I personally believe Todd Bowley is accountable for 60% of the bad decisions because
60?
because he is the one who is hiring people. He's the one who's firing people. He's the
I
one
agree
who's
with you.
bringing the players
I
in.
agree. He's fault for
And
hiring
he's
Potter.
the one who hired Graham Potter. He's the one who,
I agree with you.
sacked Thomas Tuchel. He's the one who signed all these players. He's the one who spent all this money. He's the one who got $1 billion in debt. Chelsea Football Club at this moment in time. And if you guys
Wow.
don't get Champions League football next year, you guys are screwed.
We'll win the Champions League.
We'll see.
Anyways,
see.
go ahead, Prime. What are you saying?
I mean, the billion in debt thing. I mean, that's not. What I mean, from what I've read, and I haven't read much about it, I don't think that's just him. Is that not our spending the last few seasons? Right.
I think it's a cumulative of the spending now and the spending previously, plus
Okay,
some
cool.
some categorical investments that didn't work out.
All right, fair enough. Okay. Also, it's not just like Bowley. There's also Egbali and Clearwater Group. So I don't want people to just like focus, like
Ekbali,
it's just
Ekbali
him.
is Todd Bowley's right hand, no?
No, it's not. They're both on the same level. They're like essentially the face of the Clearwater group. But like
Bali
it's
has more
No,
share.
actually, Egal is the
Is it
bigger
not?
shareholder than Todd Bowley. Todd Bowley is the
Yeah.
minority.
Is it?
So
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, really?
So
As
it's
a
just
matter of
because
fact,
everyone
Bowley,
knows.
Bowley is actually fired Tuchel, not
Yeah.
Bowley.
Exactly.
It's only
But,
because
man, you didn't.
it's only
didn't
because
have to
people
buy
know
the
teams like
face
Bowley
of it.
Egal.
as the name. Anyway,
Well, at this point, I'm just
what is
gonna
this?
call them the ownership.
What is this conversation about specifically? What is it stemming from?
I don't know. Alex just came
Arsenal's
on and he
process
wanted to
has
challenge
come
me
through.
about the process.
Okay,
Yeah,
we've
Arsenal's process
been
has
we've
come
been
through.
having
That's what
this
it's about.
conversation. We've been having this conversation for days. What Bowley has made some mistakes, yes, sure, but like he hasn't even been here a whole year yet. Like I think it's a bit unfair to criticize and attack him when, like, particularly you, Egal, when you were the same guy like 2 years ago, you were still defending like Arsenal on the path you guys were going on. I remember you on the terrace defending the path you guys were going on, and yes, everything looks
I
great
Yes,
now.
admitted
and
we
Obviously,
made
you
mistakes.
hold on a
I'm not.
second. You
Hold on.
Arteta
No,
out.
Hang on, hang on.
Alex, hold on. You like obviously Arsenal are amazing this season, best team in the league, all of that, great. But like 2 years ago, when you guys were 15th in the league and you were getting beaten by teams for
Big
3 months, and you were still defending Arteta and saying, and you saw the vision yourself, you
They
were
were
still
bottom of
defending
the league.
Arteta, and we were all making fun of you. Like I don't think like
You see, 99.9% of Arsenal
Wilson
fans
and-
wanted
it's not
Arteta
even
out.
it's
I'm
not
getting
even it's not
older. I'm
even
getting older.
it's not hold on. It's only like I have some frustrations with the owners and stuff and kind of how we're doing things. We do a few good steps, but then like they're too involved in certain things. And
So
I
you
think
agree
they've
with
hired
me?
in footballing people. The whole thing when you were talking about in the summer. No, I don't agree with you because I don't think Sterling and Koulibaly and all that. Fine, Bowley was involved too much in that, but that's because Marina
So how can
and
we ignore
hold on.
this?
No, hold on. Let me finish. That was and I told you this in the group chat, but you kept ignoring my messages. That's because Marina and Petr Cech, they left as soon as the takeover happened. These guys
Yeah,
left.
he
So there
said
was
that
no
they
one.
got
There was
fired.
no
They
one.
left on their
Exactly.
own.
These guys left of their own accord. So Bowley had no one.
Okay,
He
once
had no
again,
one to help.
Uh,
Hold on. Let me
let me
finish.
just
Let me
ask the
finish.
comment
He had
section
no
a
one.
quick question.
But
Everyone
let
in the
me
comment
just finish what
section,
I'm
let me
saying.
know.
Though.
Do you agree with them that Marina and Petr Cech left on their own, or do we think that they got sacked? Let me
No
know.
one. Egal. It doesn't matter whether you agree with me or not. It doesn't make a difference. This is what factually happened. We know this is what factually happened. These guys left of their because Bowley
Just
or
listen to
the
Tuchel's interviews.
things came out saying that they wanted to help with the transition of the club, but they didn't. These guys chose to leave. Cool, fair enough. Marina, even in her own right, wasn't doing the best of jobs the last, 5 years or so, 6 years or so. But these Petr Cech, Marina, Bowley, like there was no one else to help him. He had to do the summer window. Yes, it was a shambles, fair enough, ha ha ha. But since the summer, in October, November, we started bringing in footballing people. We started bringing in Favel and the rest of the scout network, which is why in January, a lot of these young players we signed have talent and potential. This whole thing,
Even though,
for example,
hold on, you know
Are
what's
you
funny?
willing to
hold on,
wait?
Alex. Alex, hold on. This
Go
whole
ahead.
thing, for example, of this, when Arsenal fans say, "Oh, we hijacked Mudryk," it's a football manager. No, Vavel and this scout network, when these guys were at Leipzig and other clubs, these guys had been looking at Mudryk themselves. So when we brought
Okay,
these
fair
guys
enough.
over, we brought in their scout network, and obviously Mudryk, along with Madueke and the rest, were players who we should go sign. Obviously, like everything looks
You
a
know what?
shambles now, and I agree with that. But just give things time to settle. My only thing with
I
Bowley,
am.
my
Egal.
only thing with I'm not talking about just you specifically. I'm talking about Chelsea fans. My only thing with Bowley and Egbali is don't be too involved in this. Like the whole search for a new manager, the Vel wants Nagelsmann, but Bowley and Egbali are too involved in getting other guys. Don't do that. Let the footballing people do their job, and Chelsea will be successful. Because Bowley actually
I
wants to
just want to
spend
say
money, which
this.
is great.
I just want to say this. No one really is here to talk about Chelsea for too much longer. We're going to move on. But before we do that, I'm just going to say my whole thing is until we see tangible evidence that you guys are improving, I'm not going to say that this is and if I see a second window where you guys continue to keep the same process, a third window where you continue to keep the same process, maybe then. But at this moment in time, I'm not judging the future. I'm just basically judging on what I've seen. That's
so
it.
don't tell me
Egal.
that you have process then.
And 1 second, you guys even agree with me that there's been a lot of issues. Hence why you're in the situation.
No, we don't agree
We
because
have
you're
one
saying
issue.
no,
Water.
hold on. You keep talking
Water is
about how
not the issue.
no,
Oh,
Egal.
you
based on you.
Hang on,
Alex,
I've got
hold on.
something to say. Hang on.
Hold on,
You
1 second.
hire.
Sorry, Egal.
Listen,
We don't.
if I hire you and you
Egal.
mess up my house, it's my
Egal.
fault for hiring you.
Yeah, Egal.
And I said one fault.
Alex, hold on. No, we don't entirely agree with you because you're speaking as if the whole thing is Bowley's fault. When some parts of it, like for example, if Marina and Czech didn't fuck off in the summer, we wouldn't be in this mess.
You know what's
If
funny?
these guys had stayed in the summer, we wouldn't also be in this mess.
They got sacked.
They
basically.
did.
No, they didn't.
They didn't get sacked.
Egal, first of all, we did not wait. The transition of the football club did not even finish in 1 month into the summer transfer window. She left in May. We did not buy a club until the June, end of the June. We were 1 month into the thing. You see, the same guy that says Chelsea has a fake Champions League medal, saying that it was sacked. Yeah, thank you, Egal, for bringing 18 years old into the conversation.
You know what? I wanted to know what he said that got people so upset. Anyways, we're gonna move on. I'm just gonna say this. Big up everyone. The next question is to everyone here. Do you guys think Arsenal bottled it yesterday? And who do you think made a mistake? Because in my opinion, because we didn't lose, I don't think you can call it a bottle job, but you can point out clear mistakes that we made.
I've got a few things to say about that. I don't think we bottled it. I was really annoyed. I felt like, the Xhaka and Trent incident lifted the crowd up quite clearly. And then after that, unfortunately, in my view, we lost control and our authority completely. However, in the second half, Liverpool dominated for most of that second half. They had so many chances. If it wasn't for Ramsdale's saves, if it weren't for his saves alone, we'd have lost all three completely. Like, Ramsdale was outstanding. Like, in the first half, we had everything under control. And it's not just that I'm a bit annoyed about. It's about Arteta's substitutions. I felt he was not proactive enough in terms of his substitutions, like to ease the pressure off the team. We had no control in the second half. This game was probably crying out for a Jorginho to provide that control and slow the game down. And there was no control whatsoever. And Ramsdale, quite frankly, he got us out of jail. I don't think it's 2 points dropped. It's a point gained. We're still top of the table, and we're 6 points clear. Fact.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you know how to ask if it's a battle or not? Answer me this question. It's different to every person.
All right.
Hold on. What's your predictions before the game?
I thought we were going to win. I thought we were going to win 3-0.
You thought we were going to win 3-0? So tell me, please.
No, I didn't think it was going to be 3-0.
You see what I'm saying?
I think on the run of the game, a draw was a fair result.
Wilson, what was your prediction before the game?
So, in terms of my prediction, I felt
it's just what was the score? Please tell me.
Yeah, I felt it's going to be a draw. Simply because, despite Liverpool's poor season, right? Liverpool's record against big teams at home has been very good. They've beaten Man City at home. They've beaten Manchester United at home. They've given big teams at home a lot of problems. Anfield is a tough place to go to.
It's a good
Tough place to
point
go to.
for how
I mean,
I will tell you what. It's a good
Facts.
point of
Lawson,
how the game went.
Lawson,
It's
can I
a good point of how the game went, but it's a battle in the bigger picture.
Can I
Yeah.
tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Oh, sorry.
We bottled the lead, but we didn't bottle the game.
You 2-0 up, man.
Thank-
Come on.
Thank you.
You can't say we bottled the game.
And what
We
was
didn't lose.
Shevchenko doing? I mean,
If we lost-
he got nutmegged by
One
Trent
second.
Egal.
My point is, if we lost, you could say we bottled it. The fact that we drew, you can't say we fully bottled it. You could say,
okay, you halfway bottle.
You can
Good
say whatever
call.
you want to say. But we
Oh,
bottled it.
come
How
on,
about this?
man.
I'll give you this. This is what I'll give you. I'll say we bottled the score. We bottled the lead. We didn't bottle the game. We didn't lose. At the end of the day, we still could have won, even in the
Egal,
final
I love you, man.
seconds.
I
The
love you,
final
guys.
seconds of the game. Listen,
I love
the
you,
final.
guys,
Oh my God! How did I forget this? In the final seconds of the game,
Mm.
Michael Thomas moment. And I literally was about to cry because I seen it
What?
in my eyes. I heard Gary Neville's voice. I don't know if you guys were watching with the UK broadcast, but Gary Neville on the UK broadcast said, Michael Thomas, is it up for grabs now? Bukayo Saka's wide open. Martinelli makes the pass. Can he find him?
man.
95th minute and 20th seconds. Did you guys see this? Did you guys see this moment?
Yeah, we
Oh,
saw
I
that.
saw
How
this,
many-
all right. I saw
How
this,
many
all right.
how many moments Liverpool had before that? 10,000?
Bro, Liverpool.
They had more
Liverpool
chances than
almost
us in the
scored.
second half.
Liverpool almost scored. Liverpool almost scored just 2 seconds before that. That was when Konate's chested it down. Yo, we
And
have
also,
two times in the house.
Salah shot as well. He nearly went in the top right corner.
Bro,
Come on now.
I disagree with people. I think, well, I mean, I don't know if the word bottle you want to say is harsh, but like Liverpool have been one of the worst teams in the league this season. Arsenal have been by far the best. And fine, people can say about the whole Anfield stuff, but Arsenal went into that game and you dominated them and you were 2-0 up. Like a team, especially one of the best teams, being 2-0 up, you shouldn't bottle a lead like that unless you get a man sent off or something. You shouldn't bottle a lead, especially in a title race when every point matters. I think it is
annoying.
like 2 points dropped. I don't think the title's bottled. By the way, I think Arsenal will still win the league.
Yeah, I
But
still
in
think
terms of
Arsenal.
numbers,
I think we'll win the league.
Wait, explain
Yeah,
to me how you
Arsenal's
win the
still
league.
in
Are
it.
you gonna beat
Arsenal's
Man
Let me
still
say
City?
in it.
this.
Are you
we're
gonna
gonna
beat
talk
Man
about the
City?
title race in a second. Just stop for a second. We got to continue on the game for one more second before we get onto the title race. I just need to say this. Oh, one more second. The game itself, the actual running stats on how the game went, because Liverpool had 21 shots, 8 big chances. They had a lot of their shots on target. They peppered us. Their XG was like 3.9. They outperformed us for majority of the game. Yes, we were on top of them for times, but the
I would
reality
say
is
40 minutes.
the reality is for
Less
30
than 40,
minutes.
don't lie.
For 30 minutes, we had control of the game. In that 30 minutes that we had control of the game, they still had chances. For the time that they had control of the game, from the 41st minute until when they scored the goal, until the 84th minute, bro, I am telling you, we had barely any chances. In the second half of the game, I can count on my one. I can
agree
count
with you
on
on that
2
one.
fingers the amount of chances we had in the game, and both of them came at the end of the half.
Exactly.
We were
Thanks. That was
absolutely
actually that's
shocking.
actually a
No,
true
I agree
statement.
with that.
True statement. But
Yeah,
one
agree.
thing
No,
about
I hear it. But if you go 2-0 up,
one
I'm
thing
listening.
about Egal.
Yeah,
Like I said, based on how the game went, it's okay. It's a good, really good point. But
I
to
feel it's
call
a
it
point
battle,
gained.
yeah, we missed
see-
Saliba 100%. Saliba
Hold on a
plays,
second.
we win that game. You know why? Because Jakub Kavor doesn't have to come off the bench. Rob Holding comes off the bench to secure the win. Jakub Kavor coming off the bench to try to secure the win, it's a
by
mistake.
the way, is it true that he's gone for the rest of the season? He's not playing at all?
No. He has a back injury, but we're hopeful that he's
Oh,
going to play.
Saliba, nah.
He's not getting surgery. He's going to try to make it back in time for the City game.
I think Leaf said that he's not coming until the next season. That's what I heard. So I
there was
don't.
rumors. There was rumors.
I think in terms of Saliba, I think he's going to be back in probably next few weeks or so. Should be before the City game.
He didn't get surgery. There was a rumor that he got surgery and he was going to be out for the season. He didn't get surgery, so it means he can potentially come back in time. But
he can re-injure it if it's,
or he could re-injure it. That's true. So we'll have to wait and see. City still have the FA Cup, the Champions League, and the Prem. Advantage Arsenal. Ooh,
Title is in Arsenal's hands.
That's a very good point.
Title is a very good point. Title is in Arsenal's hands.
Exactly.
Still.
It's actually
6 points is a buffer. Sorry.
Look, you're exactly right. It's in Arsenal hands. It's not in City hands. For City to win it, it needs to be a lot of things going on City ways, which is Arsenal lose or draw the game. You see what I'm saying? So it's technically City not in control. Technically, Arsenal is in control because they the one controlling. If they lose the title. If they win the title. Because on the schedule, it's even. They have a bigger squad. So
I think both sides got tough fixtures.
No. You have a worse schedule, but that's not a point. I'm talking about that FA Cup and Champions League. I don't think it affects City because City has a bigger squad.
They got the squad to do it.
I'm just going to say this.
That's why.
Yesterday, Alex, you sent me a message about Bukayo Saka. You thought Bukayo Saka had a bad game.
Oh, whoa.
He didn't have his best game, definitely not.
No, I didn't think he had the bad game. I didn't think he had an impactful game. Does that make sense?
If I'm honest,
we got in here. One second. We got
not as impactful. Impact in the game.
Oh, God.
What's good, Uncle Rod? What's going on?
How you doing?
And I'm good. You know what, Egal? I can't even cook you right now. Still, you know, I can't even cook you right now. And you know what? I've been waiting to cook you. But I can't even cook you right now because you know something. I also did something yesterday that I respect yesterday, man. They show respect to the Liverpool fans that lost their lives all those years ago. Do you know what I mean? And even Mikel Arteta showed respect as well. Do you know what I mean? And I thought
I agree.
I thought that was bang on. As good respect and everything. And I actually want Arsenal to win the title now. I actually want Arsenal to win the title.
Same here.
He's an Arsenal fan, of course you do.
No, because you know what it is? I was trying to go in the league
Not
today.
here. I don't want Arsenal to win the title. Fuck Arsenal.
No,
Alex. Sorry, guys. So I have to make this point. Alex.
Let him finish, man.
Sorry.
I was trying to go to the league today, and we was having a good talk, and I said, look, you know what I mean? Is that any team of fans that can do that sort of respect and show that immunity? And let's face it, and Arsenal have been sort of like the better team this season. You can't deny that. As much as like I'm not an Arsenal man still, you can't deny that Arsenal has been the better team this season. They've won games. Because I said to my friend, look, the test will be at the day if you can beat the teams that you were supposed to beat last season. You feel me? All those teams like your Brentford and this and that, and you've done it. You know what I mean? You did beat them. So by far you have been the better team. It's just that yesterday was a situation at the day sort of like one thing you don't do when you go to Anfield, you don't round on the crowd. You don't round on the crowd in the fight. You play your game and you go home. Do you know what I mean? You play the game, you can go home. Because you got to think about it. That Anfield ground is already a bogey ground for Arsenal for the last 10 years. They haven't won there. So to get 2 goals up and everything that, right, it's just like you need to think what you're doing and everything. And having something like Xhaka, because I said this about Xhaka and everything that, right? To me, I think Xhaka's a loose cannon.
Callum, man.
Yeah, big up Callum.
Big up Egal, Uncle Rod, the rest of the panel. Callum, what do you think about the game, man? Let me know, man. How'd you feel? What do you think of the game? Because I know you've seen it. You're like, boy, you guys woke up.
But you know something. I'm just thinking today sometimes that Granit Xhaka could be a loose cannon. You know what I mean? He loses at the wrong time, and he's
to blame.
It's not the first time. I'm not saying he's not to blame, but on a broad scheme of things, people might turn back and blame him because they're going to think Egal, right? Up to that minute right, you lot was doing very well. You could have been.
You know, I have a different take on this.
No,
I have a different take on this. My take on this is Granit Xhaka is being he's an easy target in this situation. I think the goal doesn't happen because of that situation. The goal is what stirred you guys on, and I think the goal is what kickstarted your game.
I agree with you.
It was our defensive error and your goal that kickstarted your dominance.
We lost control.
But would you say? Sorry to cross you. Would you say at the end of the day, after that incident with Granit Xhaka, would you say at the end of the day that the game changed?
I would say the goal is what changed the game. The Granit Xhaka incident was just coincidentally. It happens every time.
They are too close to each other.
It happens 3-4 times sometimes in games. It's not something that I feel like changed the game. I think the goal is what gave the crowd what needed to go.
Agree.
I think the goal is what changed the game. And I
agree.
think the goal happened not because of the Xhaka situation. I think the goal happened because of the defensive lapse.
But it didn't help though, did it? It didn't really help because I think at the end of the day, your defense at the day, to be fair, your defense was good. Because I see Gabriel yesterday and Gabriel played a blinder yesterday.
He was immense.
He was right. There's certain players in your team yesterday, right, that played very well in everything. That you know what I mean. The two Gabriels did. You know what I mean. I just think at the day, sort of like the Granit Xhaka situation today, right? It may not have contributed to it, but it didn't help. But what that did in it, it spurred Liverpool on in order to get that goal. Do you understand what I'm getting at? You know what I mean? You know, so like really and truly, what I'm trying to say about Granit Xhaka and everything that, right, is he's one of probably the oldest members of that team. And he's probably one of the most experienced members of the team and everything that, right? He should know better. He should know better. He should know better. And it's not the first time he's done that. So I'm thinking that today, in order for you not to kick on next season and everything that, you might have to make some hard decisions at the day of whether you keep Granit Xhaka or whether you don't. Do you understand?
I think Granit Xhaka has been one of our best players, and I think even in that game,
doubt.
I think even in that game, he was really good. I just feel like that situation that happened, it doesn't determine his future at Arsenal. And I don't
how much time between the goal and the accident?
A few minutes.
A couple of minutes.
Exactly.
A couple minutes.
Think it has to do nothing with. It didn't have nothing to do with.
It was literally 1 minute. What are we talking about?
I'm telling you, man. There's nothing with Xhaka and accident. There's goal, and that's when the whole thing changed.
Let me say this. Big up Callum in the chat. My guy, he's saying lucky first half. Lucky in the first half. Should have won in the second half. Still, Arsenal will win the league, bro. Appreciate it.
I hope so.
I feel like we're in a good position.
Can I ask you, do you feel like the referee was on Liverpool's side?
No, I just think, you know what it is? I think the referee was just shit. He was just shit.
The referee was poor.
It's just shit.
The referee, he likes the physical.
He was just rubbish.
The referee likes the physical game.
He was just rubbish. I don't think it was anybody on anybody's side.
The whole English referee is bad.
That's what it is today. Right? I want to say about goalkeeper. I want to say about referees today. They need
Your audio went. I don't know what happened. Maybe
what it is about the referees, they need to be held accountable. They need to be held accountable. There's no accountability for the referees, and I find that poor. They need to be held accountable because they're making decisions and do things and they're just on a mad one.
Yo, Unks, just to respect your opinion there, I fully respect your opinion there. But for me, I just felt like Liverpool were getting calls, and then on the other end, you would see the same thing happen with Konate on Xhaka, and it wasn't called, which led to actually Ben White getting a similar call where he got a yellow on the other end. So I'm just looking at some of the decision making. Allowed you guys to be a little bit more aggressive.
It's a home game.
Where for us, anytime we were aggressive, yellow card, booking. The crowd goes crazy. I feel like that you guys were getting the home team calls a little bit.
Yeah, but then again, what you can say as well, and you lot was getting the home calls when you was at the Emirates.
Yeah,
you could say you know what I mean?
Every team gets
that. That's what I'm trying to say.
The referee in England are horrible, man.
Yeah, referees they've got no consistencies on their decisions of what they made. Yeah, right. And the referees are shocking, and they're not being held accountable for the decisions that they. And
they're not doing their job properly.
They're gonna do what they want. They're gonna do
No.
whatever they want to do. And I think I just think
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Yesterday and day, the referee probably gave Liverpool more sort of like decisions because of the fact that one of the referees elbowed Robertson, so they're trying to cover up now.
Yeah, exactly. That's disgusting, man. That's
You know what?
disgusting.
I love Wilson's what do you call it? One-liners. But we're gonna just jump on to the next thing before we do anything. Did you see before you go? Did you see what happened with Robertson?
Yeah,
That was
I
disgusting.
only saw the picture, so I don't
First-
know. I only saw pictures, so it
I'm
doesn't
just gonna
show
say
anything.
this. I feel like they're gonna protect the referee and they're gonna try
Oh
to blame Robertson.
no, they can't.
Of
I
course,
feel like
they
they're
will.
gonna.
they probably
I think
could.
they're gonna-
No. I agree with the girl. I agree with the girl.
I
agree
wouldn't be
with you.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to flip it and say Robertson held his hand and tried to be aggressive with him first. He instigated it. We know these referees. They protect people, and I feel like Robertson and that linesman come out both. Robertson comes out as a winner because then they. Actually, no, he doesn't, because he didn't have that good of a game himself, and the linesman comes out a loser also because now he's being investigated.
But they don't excuse what
I tell you
what
what,
the
every
assistant
player
did, though.
in England
Come
would
on
like
now.
to punch Robinson because
You
he's
know
a
what,
That's
though?
disgusting. That's
This
unacceptable.
is a big loss for refereeing. The referees in the Premier League. This is I seen what do you call it? Culture Cam's talking about it. This is the worst the referee and player relations has ever been in the Premier League history.
Disgusting.
Players don't even want to communicate with some of these referees because they're worried that it's going to be flipped in a way where they get a yellow card just to try to communicate with the referees. There's no
Facts.
level of good communication.
Is
Mohamed,
there
you're
a
gonna say
video
something?
because the picture doesn't actually show what happened?
I can't play the video because I don't.
No,
want
no,
to
no. I'm saying there is the video.
Yeah,
there
just go
is
to YouTube.
on Twitter.
Go to
I
YouTube.
think there's
Okay,
videos.
I'll
I
check.
think.
Yeah,
If
Mohamed, how you doing?
somebody can send me on Twitter, please.
Yeah, I can send it to you. Mohamed, what you saying?
Hi, first of all, big up Egal, all guys. I will say, first of all, Ramadan Mubarak for me and you and all our Muslim brothers all over the world, and especially
as
here in
well.
Palestine.
Yeah,
Of course, about Liverpool match, many points to do, but to talk about. But concerning the last point you talked about, Egal, concerning the referee, I think there is a new decision from PGMOL a few hours ago to suspend the assistant referee
Yep, I've heard that.
till the end the investigation with this incident. So it's this decision in the last, I think, 2 or 3 hours concerning this incident particular. If you want to take my point of view about Liverpool match, of course, we'll talk about, because mixed feeling, really. Some people will see it 2 points drop. Some people see it precious point. Always tough at Anfield. We knew this. Our record there is bad, not good. The last 10 years, we started very brightly, 30, 35, 40 minutes. 2 goals. We took the lead. We were controlling. It was all about not to concede before the first half. For me, this is the turning point in the match. The Liverpool goal, the first goal they scored before the end of the game, entered Liverpool into the match. Second half, we dropped off defensively totally, and we must balance between to defend well and to punish Liverpool with the counter-attacking game, because we have Martinelli, we have Xhaka, we have Jesus, and Liverpool, okay, they have great players at the attack, they can hurt you, but in the same time, they are weak and vulnerable defensively. So we should have made some dangerous counter-attacks in the second half to kill the match with the third goal. We didn't do this. When Firmino entered the match, I was afraid, because his record against Arsenal
no worries,
is
Wilson.
fantastic. He played 7 matches against us. He scored 7 goals. So Firmino always score against Arsenal.
Yeah,
concerning
he's a problem.
Mikel Arteta decisions or substitutions, I see many people reacting. For me, the main error that Mikel committed is that, for me, Tierney should have entered the match
100%.
20 minutes before the end instead of Zinchenko to close the Salah Trent side. It was a dangerous side, and Zinchenko, we knew that Zinchenko defensively is not good as Tierney. So to see out the match and to see out the win, Tierney must have entered at least 20 minutes before the end to close and to defend well. And we needed some fresh legs in the second half. We were jaded, some of our players. Okay, Arteta doesn't trust the bench, and I understand this, because the level between the 11 players in the pitch and the bench players, the level is high. But Mikel, I think, must have think out the box. Xhaka was not good in the match. So
Wait, what? Xhaka wasn't good.
yes, his decision
I
making.
think Saka was the man of the match for Arsenal. Actually.
Not Xhaka,
I thought Xhaka
Granit
No,
Xhaka.
Granit Xhaka was good.
I thought he was the man of the match.
For me, he didn't have the best of matches. The worrying
He got
thing is
better.
that Ben White, one of the best stars of our season, was awful in this match. Ben White didn't play good in this match, and also it affected us badly, really. So Granit, I think we had many good games this season, a lot better of this match against Liverpool, Egal. So it hurt. It's painful to swallow this second half for this second goal for Liverpool in the 86th minute, but we have to take it on the chin and to look forward, because now the main focus, we must not think about Manchester City game. No, all our concentration must be on West Ham match, because it's very important match, tough match. West Ham are battling against relegation, and if we want to have any percentage of success to win the title, we must beat West Ham and Southampton, and to enter the Man City game to battle it face to face with them at the Etihad.
Sorry, just one thing again.
With the belief to end with the belief, with trust.
One second, Mohamed. Let him finish.
Just one second. I've got to shoot off now still, yeah. But thanks for letting me come in your show,
No
Egal.
worries, bro. Nice
we
speaking to you. I think it's the first time we spoke, but big up to you.
Yeah. It's the first time. When we need to link, man. I think Chelsea or G is gonna
Message
link
me
up.
on Twitter. Message me on Twitter.
Yeah, man.
Definitely,
You've got to come on our shows.
Let me ask you this: Who was your man of the match for Liverpool?
Kanate.
And who do you feel like we absolutely had a terrible game on your end?
Oh gosh. Robertson. I didn't think Robertson had a good game. I didn't think
Yeah, I
Robertson
was
had a
gonna
good
say,
game.
yeah, he was
Robertson
probably,
again, but I'll tell you the best player for the best player I see for you lot was Gabriel. I thought Gabriel was Ramsey. You're right, Ramsey. Sorry, you're right, Ramsey.
No, but the
Ramsey.
center half Ramsdale was good too.
Yeah, but Ramsey, your goalkeeper was awesome, blood. He was
Ramsdale.
Oh,
Yeah, Ramsdale. Yeah, he was moving mad.
He's also. But listen, I'll catch you up
With his
soon.
top saves, we get this precious points.
No
Yeah.
worries. Peace out, man.
I'll catch you up soon. Peace and love, man. I'll catch you up soon. Yeah.
Love, man. Make sure everyone go check out his content, man. If you have a YouTube channel, let them know. What channel is it?
Oh, it's Anfield Uncle Rod's on YouTube. Anfield Uncle Rod's YouTube. Come and rock with me and everything that, and we have good football chats. Egal, keep up the good work, my brother. Keep up the good work.
Yo, anyone in my any of the mods, make sure you put it in the comment section so people can go follow his channel. Big up, Uncle. I'm just gonna say this, Mohamed. Did you mean Saka or Xhaka?
No, Granit Xhaka.
You thought Granit Xhaka had a bad game? Mohamed,
Not
I feel
convincing
like
for me.
maybe
For me, Granit was not convincing. He was sloppy on position. On many occasions, he was sloppy on
he
positions.
didn't
On
have
many
much control
occasions,
of
he
the
was not
game.
concentrated. He was not concentrated enough in this game. And many players, you can talk that was away from this, from their top level. Odegaard played good in the first 30 minutes. We were on top of the game. Then he was disappeared. Of course, because we were all the time defending. Granit has not best of games. Ben White was not good. Ben White was hesitant. He, played not a good game because Ben White, with his level in
Let me
this
ask you
season, he
this.
was
Who was better, Odegaard or Xhaka?
in this game.
Yeah.
For me, in the first 30, 40 minutes, Odegaard was very good. Then he was disappeared. Granit put an effort, but I think on the ball he was not concentrated. He was sloppy on position in many occasions. Gabriel Magalhaes was one of our stars. He played a very, very good game, especially one-on-one with Salah. With many occasions, he was winning. He was winning the tackle and the ball. So it was the brightest performance. Ramsdale, Gabriel Magalhaes. Some people criticize Holding. Okay, he made stupid penalty, but I think he was okay. Holding.
Mohamed, I don't tend to disagree with you. You usually, majority of the stuff, we see things very similar. But today, I fully disagree with you. Granit Xhaka, misplaced passes. He's out of the three midfielders, he had the least misplaced passes. Granit Xhaka in the second half with a yellow card, he did not even do one moment where he lost his head. He stayed focused the entire 90 minutes, and he was one of the players who kept his levels the same from minute 1 to minute 90. I thought Granit Xhaka was good, and I felt like Granit Xhaka was doing a better job in the midfield to help us keep control of the game than majority of these other guys. Odegaard, in times of the game, disappeared. You could say that Ben White and Zinchenko had bad games because both wings conceded crosses that led to goals. And you could say that Rob Holding had a bad game because he gave away a penalty. But to say that Xhaka had a bad game, I feel like you could have named Zinchenko.
Not bad, Egal, but not very good.
Okay.
In the middle.
Not there. That you could have named Zinchenko, you could have named Rob Holding, you could have named Ben White, you could have named Odegaard. You could have.
For me, Holding was not bad. Okay, he made the penalty.
Before
clumsy. Aside from the penalty, his performance.
He missed the penalty. Salah missed
was it
anyway.
a penalty?
Okay. He was clumsy. Okay.
Was it a penalty?
He was rushed in the penalty, but he didn't do anything wrong aside from the penalty.
Was it a penalty?
Right?
Was it a penalty?
You can't judge Holding just on the penalty incident, right?
No, but was this a penalty? I don't even think it was. I think it was 50-50.
50-50.
Personally, I think it is a penalty, but I think if it's not given, I also understand.
Soft penalty. I think it's
that's the perfect saying.
Yeah. Okay.
If Paul Tierney didn't whistle to the spot, the VAR will not turn his decision.
Before we go to the next thing, Jack Napier here says, I blame Jakub Kavor. Jack, how can you blame a player when I blame Mikel Arteta for bringing him on? Because this is the situation. Jakub Kavor shouldn't have come on. You should have brought on Kieran Tierney a long time ago. And Jakub Kavor is not Rob Holding. He tried to play Kavor in the same position that he does Rob Holding. What he did was, when Rob Holding comes on and he says when he says 5-3, whatever, he does the thing with his hands. What position is it? 5-3-2 or whatever position. What does he do? He goes 5-3-2 or something.
Three at the back. Three at the back.
And then 4 in midfield and then 3 up top. So when we do the 3-4-3, he tried to do that. He brought Odegaard off. He tried to bring in Jakub Kavor. Jakub Kavor is not the same as Rob Holding. Rob Holding is 27 years old. He's been playing as a center half for Arsenal since Arsene Wenger days. And when he comes on and he's told to be doing a defensive job in a back three, he's actually decent and really good in that position. But Jakub Kavor, for his second game in Arsenal kit, to be coming on in Anfield away from home where we're up 2-1 and we're under pressure. Mikel Arteta sent him out to the wolves. He sent
I'll
him
tell
out
you,
there-
Egal. I tell
he
you,
sent
Egal,
him
what,
out there to
what,
die.
what I tell you and try to justify the thinking
What-
of Mikel in
But-
this point.
when you guys-
Liverpool,
He
Egal
could've
went
pulled
to
his
4
confidence.
strikers up front. Liverpool went to play with 4 strikers up front. So he wanted to close our defensive side by three center defenders besides the 2 fullbacks, because Liverpool went with 4 strikers when Firmino entered. I think this is the main thinking was.
I think the mistake was he thought Jakub Kevor could do the same job as Rob
Well,
Holding.
when you guys hold on, Egal, when you guys switched 5, how did that line up?
The way it worked was Odegaard dropped out. We went Jakub Kevor would go and be a defensive midfielder. Partey would be a defensive midfielder. Xhaka and Partey would be the 2 midfielders. Jakub Kevor would be the deep line DM / center back, and it would be a back 3 with Ben White and Kieran Tierney as the left back and right back, and you have a back 5 with Partey and Xhaka in front of them. Saka and Martinelli would drop back, and it would basically be like a 5-4-1. We basically started the most defensive lineup you could go. And from minute
he brought
80,
he brought on Jakub to play in the center of a 3.
1 second. So from minute 80 until minute 87, until we conceded, we played a 5. We played a 5, basically a 5-3.
5-4-1.
We played a 5-4-1. Yeah, 5-4-1.
So he brought on Jakub to play in the center of a 3.
Yeah, and he also moved into midfield when in possession.
Okay. I think when you go 2-0 up, when you're you're one of the best teams and you go 2-0 up, regardless of your opponent, you should be able to see the game out.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
5, when you guys were 2-1 up, right?
Fair enough, but you want to also
think you
acknowledge the quality of the opponent.
It
But
doesn't
Liverpool in the
matter. It
second
doesn't
half-
matter. It doesn't matter. I've seen like peak Mourinho go away to tough teams in a title race and win the game 1-0.
You want to know something? Majority of title winners, they go away from home, and they a draw is good enough for them to win the league. At home,
Yes, they set up the draw, but you were 2-0 up. I've not seen Mourinho be 2-0 up or Pep or whatever be 2-0 up in against one of Liverpool haven't been performing as a top team, but against a top 6 team or a top 4 team.
But it's
in the
Anfield,
league,
mate. It's Anfield. Liverpool.
Yeah, I
Liverpool
understand it's Anfield, but once you're 2-0
Liverpool
up in the
record
game,
at Anfield, one of the best in the league. Liverpool
I
record.
understand it's Anfield, and that I understand
the reason why we dropped the points.
game. I understand the Anfield thing before the game, but in the game itself, when you're 2-0 up, you should still be able to see it out.
The reason why we lost the game is because I mean we drew the game is because we were defensive. We should have.
No, that's not why. No, it's because you.
Many reasons, guys.
No.
Guys,
Egal, that's
many
wrong.
reasons.
That's not why you.
Not just
That's not
one
why you drew
reason.
the game. Egal, you
Why
drew
did
the
we draw the
game.
game?
You drew the game because you didn't defend properly, not because you were defensive.
No.
There's nothing wrong with being defensive because
we
being
drew the game.
Hold on.
We drew the game because
being defensive
Prime.
to see the game out makes sense to me.
Prime.
Being 2-0 up or 2-1 up.
But not to defend only
Prime.
in the second half. We defended only. This is our fault.
Prime.
We must have punished Liverpool
Prime.
with our counter attacks.
Stop,
We didn't do this.
Everyone
Yes, but
stop.
Mohamed,
Everyone
that's
stop.
not a problem.
Can you see? Look at this. Tell me in what planet is this not defensive and stupid?
I didn't say there's anything wrong with being defensive. That's fine, but but you didn't defend well. Then, if he set up to be defensive near the end of the game, and you were 2-1 up at that point, I think, and it's 2-2, then the plan near the end didn't work.
the tactics at the end of the game were incorrect. I personally, I don't put blame on the individual defenders. I don't put blame on Granit Xhaka, Jakub Kebo, or anything else. At the end of the day, the ball stops at Mikel Arteta.
Okay, but I didn't mention any of these
enough.
players.
I am man enough to admit that. I am man enough to admit that when Arteta gets stuff wrong, we have to call it out. In this game, similar to the Manchester United game, he got it wrong. Manchester United game, he went too gung-ho, he went too attacking. This game, he went too defensive. In the 80th minute, with 20 minutes remaining in the game,
anything wrong with this game.
What? Let me.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being defensive, bro. I don't think there's anything wrong with being defensive.
Let me just finish. With 20 minutes to go, he takes off the captain, Martin Odegaard, concedes possession to Liverpool, brings on a ball-playing center half to replace Martin Odegaard, who's one of our best players in possession, gives them all the ball and everything they need. And from the 80th minute onwards, let me show you what happened to us. Let me show you what happened to us from the 80th minute onwards, okay? So this was the 96th minute. We had the Konate chance. 95th minute, we had the Salah chance. 94th minute, we had the Salah chance. 92nd minute, we had the Trent Alexander chance. 90th minute, we had Kieran Tierney chance. 87th minute, they scored. 85th minute, we had a chance. 81st minute, they had a chance. 81st minute, that Ramsdale save, and that was it. So from that moment,
I know all of
one
this.
second,
I know
one
all
second.
of
That's
this.
a sick website.
Let me just land the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chances since the 80th minute mark. You can tell me that it's bad defending, but it's also bad tactics.
Okay. Before I respond, Jack Napier in the chat that's giving me abuse. Like, I haven't everything. There's nothing wrong with what I'm saying.
No, Jack, that's
So
just
if
Jack,
you're-
man. Ignore him.
No, but it's not okay. Cool. But if you take abuse in your chat, then fair enough. But Egal, what I'm saying is like, if you're
Yo, Jack,
if you're 2-0 up in a game, I don't have a problem with what he's saying. It's just rude. If you're
I
2-0
muted
up
him
in
for 5 minutes.
if being one of the best teams, you're 2-0 up. It's not as if all this talk about Anfield. I get that, but it's not as if before the game, if the whole thing was, you know what, we'll just set up for the draw, we'll play for the draw, and if the game ends 0-0, or if the game ends 1-1, being 1-0 down at halftime, whatever, fine, we'll take it. That's different. I've seen like Mourinho, for example, do that. That's one thing, but to go 2-0 up and to draw the game when you play defensive from the 80th minute onwards, there must be something wrong there. I'm not whether it's a player thing.
He didn't have the personnel
or
to
it's
play
Arteta's
defensive.
tactics. Okay, cool. Then it's on Arteta then. And I'm not saying this for people to get onto Arteta.
I think
or
the
give him
80th
abuse.
minute mark, Kieran Tierney should have came on. I think.
Okay, yeah, he
been
probably
better.
should. He probably should have. But again, that's the buck on Arteta of he
And that's what I
messed up
said.
on that game at the end. Yeah, that's fine. I know that's fine.
I
I'm just
agree.
saying. I know, but I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with choosing to play defensive, because if you guys continue to play expansive near the end, Liverpool would have nicked something on the counter. So it made more sense to be defensive than to shore it up.
Fair enough. Yo, we're gonna have to change conversations quickly because there's something that I wanted to speak about. But OG, you were gonna say something?
No, I'll just say you could change it to how you meant to win the title, or
Before we go to the title, we just need to talk about one guy in France who's absolutely killing it for Arsenal. If you guys don't know, Arsenal's current loanee, Ferran Balogun in France, is absolutely lighting it up. In 29 games, he has 18 goals. In 29 games, he has 18 goals, 2 assists in 29 games. He's currently one of the top goal scorers in the French league. If you go to the Ligue 1, you go to stats, you can see here that he's third. He's tied for third on the goal scoring list. But what's even crazier is Lacazette is also tied for third. With 18 goals. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane.
How old is this Florian guy?
One second.
22.
Let me acknowledge something, guys. Let me acknowledge something. Egal, you're a disgrace. Remember when you called Claude a disgrace? You're a cunt. I hate you more than you'll ever know. First of all, Southwest Gunner, my sincerest apologies that you have this kind of anger towards any human being. It's kind of weird. Second of all, with the whole Claude situation, the man has passed away. I've already said I feel bad for saying what I've said. When he was alive, I said that, and at this moment in time, you're literally trying to bring back something for no reason and has no relevance to this stream. If you want to continue to have a constructive conversation, we can do that. But at this moment in time, all I have to say to you is, if you don't like the fact that that anything that I said, you can disagree with it. If you don't like me as a person, you don't have to watch. You can go somewhere else, respectfully. Anyways, we're done. Moving on to the Balogun thing. Where do you guys think Balogun should go? And do you think we should keep him, or do you think we should sell him? And how much do you think we should sell him for? Because there is links today that he is rumored to go to AC Milan. Rumors saying AC Milan want to buy Balogun. They're willing to pay. I don't know how much. I'm going to check. But Arsenal are not going to loan him out again. He's going to be sold. He's going to be sold. So with that being said, he's most likely going to get sold. Where he's going to get sold to, we don't know. How much he's going to get sold to, we don't know. All we know is the Arsenal loanee has been shining, and clubs like AC Milan, clubs in Italy are lining up to get him. Of course, Rennes would want to keep him if they can.
And in France also.
And in France, other clubs in France also. But Arsenal are not going to let him leave. Arsenal are not going to let him leave without a good fee. And if he wants to stay, he's not going to stay and be third place. He wants to get that choice, second place spot ahead of Eddie Nketiah. He's not going to be behind Eddie Nketiah. He wants to get ahead of Eddie Nketiah. Anyway,
yeah, how much though? You didn't say a number. How much would you take?
I want 45, but his market value, I think, is around 25.
If he keeps,
I think Egal, Arsenal have an interesting and tough decision to make next summer.
I think
regarding Balogun, I think Balogun will return and will sit with Mikel and with Edo to discuss his future. Next summer, it will be an interesting and tough decision to make. There are various decisions. One, to sell him. He has 2 years only in his current contract with Arsenal come next summer. Second decision, maybe to convince him to stay and to fight for his place, and it's difficult. Third choice is maybe. Also, I think it's difficult to convince him. Third choice, to convince Flo to extend his contract and to loan him inside England. This is, I think, the 3 realistic choices ahead of Arsenal, and the decision will be made after Flo will sit with Mikel and with Edu.
You know what? People in the comment section, let me know. Would you sell Balogun or would you keep him? Would you sell Eddie Nketiah and keep Balogun? What is your plan? Personally, for me, I think Arsenal is going to sell Balogun. And I think 45 million and we sell. I think 45 million, maybe put a release clause or a buyback clause, something similar to what Chelsea did with Tammy Abraham.
I think a question you need to ask.
45 high price.
I think a question you need to ask. Does he actually, like? Have you actually watched him at Rennes?
Yeah, he's been good, but he plays a different style. He's more like runs
onto the ball
and finishes.
So would he suit you guys? If he comes here, would he actually suit?
I watched him many times.
Swap the Samora and Dhaka. Yo, Southwestern Gunner, if your card, what? How much? What? I don't know what you said there. Anyways,
read that.
Let's not do that. Anyways, continue. What were you gonna say?
He was saying he watches him quite a bit. He watches him at Rennes.
Prime, you there?
Did they both freeze?
I don't know. He's just not speaking. Anyways, we'll wait until he gets back.
You asked me?
No, Prime.
Yeah, he's just.
But Balogun. Oh, are you back? Okay, he's not. Balogun is not for sale. These rumors are for are for future strikers. Rather sell Eddie Nketiah. You know what? I agree. A lot of fans would agree with you. I mean, but I don't.
How much would you get for Nketiah?
I don't think we would get the same amount of money that
Arsenal will not sell him, guys. Arsenal will not sell him.
If you did, 30 million's enough, I think.
Yes.
I don't know. There has to be links for someone to want to buy Eddie Nketiah, and there hasn't been links that anyone wants to buy Eddie Nketiah. Where Balogun, he hasn't played in the first team. He doesn't have a real role in the first team. Eddie Nketiah is okay with being a backup. Balogun seems like he's a little bit more ambitious. Maybe sell him and have a buyback clause or some sort of way to get him back, and we can use that money right now to go get a Declan Rice or go get somebody else in the summer.
It's one of the choices, Egal, to sell him. It's one of the choices as I analyze this situation. Selling him, one of the choices, but you said 45 million. No, I think it's exaggerated a lot. I think maybe 30.
Maybe euros, 45 million euros since it's AC Milan.
No. I think it's a high price. I think very high price. I think 30. Yeah.
Let's see how it goes. He's got like what 9, 10, 8 games left. He might score, loads more. Jump Lacazette. How old is Lacazette? He must be 33.
32, I think.
So
they're not opposite sides of their life.
Forget about Lacazette for a second. Let's go into the title race now. Your Prime, are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. So just to let you guys know, the supercomputer is back and it's done the predictions for who's going to win the league. And it is not looking good, fam. It is not looking good. The supercomputer is saying 1 point is going to separate Arsenal and Manchester City, and Arsenal are going to win by just 1.2% points based on their predictions. And they have Chelsea where? 11th.
Right in the middle. Oh.
They have Chelsea 11th. They have Chelsea 11th. They have a top 4 of Manchester United, Newcastle, Man City. So nothing's changing there. And then relegation. Oh my God, George, don't look. George, don't look. George, look away. Southampton, Nottingham Forest, and Leicester. They have Leicester getting relegated, ladies and gentlemen. Leicester getting relegated. The supercomputer has Leicester getting relegated. Wow. And they have Arsenal winning the Premier League. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think we will win the Premier League. I still believe we will win the Premier League. But the reason being, I looked at City's history in the running, and they always drop points. They always drop points, except for the 1 year when they needed to win every game. They won every game they needed to win. They won.
Are you not worried about the goal difference?
Concerned, a little bit concerned, but let me show you what I'm going to talk about right now. The Premier League website released the Premier League Twitter account released a thing today, right? Pep Guardiola's runnings for Manchester City over the last couple of years. Let me show you guys this. I'm sorry, Egal, for the comment. It was out of order, even for myself. Big up, Jack, for admitting that. And let's not do that. Jack, I like you here in the comment section, but please don't go overboard. Like, it's just there's certain things that we shouldn't do. You know what I mean? Making jokes about someone who's passed away is not funny. Let's move on to this topic here. So in 2017-18, they dropped 4 points in the run. In 2018-19, they dropped no points. They went, look at that, from game week 29 all the way to game week 28, undefeated, and won every game. In 2019-2020, they lost 2 games, dropped 6 points in those games, right? 6 points out of those, 10 games?
Yeah.
In 2020, 2021, similar situation, they dropped 9 points. Last year, where they needed to win every game again, they only dropped 3 points. This year, they play Leicester, Brighton, Arsenal, Fulham, West Ham, Leeds, Everton, Chelsea, Brighton. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I see them beating Leicester. I see them maybe get a draw versus Brighton, maybe get a draw versus Arsenal, beat Fulham, beat West Ham, beat Leeds, beat Everton, beat Chelsea.
Yes, they will beat them.
The only 2 teams that I could see get something from them is Brighton and Arsenal. That's it. Everybody else looks like they're going to beat them.
Fair enough. Realistic.
Wait, I don't understand the home and away. Are you guys at home or are you away?
We're that's their home.
That's their home. All right, then. So you might be all right. They might draw against Brighton away, but you guys are going to beat them at home.
Okay, but Arsenal have tough fixtures.
We can't
It's
beat them at their house. I don't think. I don't think
I
we
don't
can
think
beat
so,
Man
man.
City.
Not
I
at
don't think
home.
we can beat Man City away. I think it's going to be a draw at best. Best
If you're
case
doing
scenario,
Mourinho,
draw. I don't think it's going to be an easy game for them, but best case scenario is a draw for Arsenal. I don't think we win at Manchester at the Etihad. We've never done it in a long time. If we do, we win the league. But if we don't, it's gonna be tough. Because look, if we go to the Etihad with a 3-point lead going into that game, or however many it is, 6-point lead going into that game. Say we don't drop points in any of these other games, and we go into that game with a lead.
no, say 3 because of the game in hand.
Okay, say 3, right? Say we go into that game with 3-point lead and we win. That's 6 points plus another 3 points because they drop points. So that's 9-point lead. We win the league. That's done.
Yeah.
But if we get a draw, we keep our lead. Plus we make them drop 2 points. No, that's not how it works.
The only problem I see is if it somehow comes to goal difference. And that's why I love Spain. Spain are like, nah, bun the goal difference. You guys are playing each other. But if there's a goal difference, I thought you guys were winning. Way ahead in goal difference.
Egal, I have to go.
Goal difference is not looking good either.
My battery is dying. My battery is dying, and I have to leave you guys. Sorry. I'll see you soon with the next Arsenal win, inshallah.
Inshallah, brother. So yeah, just to show you guys, the goal difference is 5 goal difference at this point.
You guys need to kill someone.
No, astaghfirullah.
No, I mean in the football game, you need to beat someone 7-8-0. You need to do a 7-up or a 9 because that goal difference is crazy, man.
People saying if we lose, it's done. People, you think the title race is done? Prime, you still there, bro? You guys think the title race is done?
City's gonna win.
You guys think the title race is done? Because I'm seeing.
Yeah,
this
Prime.
here.
Give your piece on City. Are they gonna win? Who's gonna win that home game? Or go on.
Arsenal will win the league. I don't get what Arsenal fans are.
What? Prime, are you there, bro? You keep disconnecting.
Yeah, the last thing I heard is that I don't believe why Arsenal fans are scared.
Hello?
No composure.
Yeah.
That's what
can you guys hear
no
me?
composure. Yeah,
can you guys hear me?
It keeps cutting out. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I don't get what Arsenal fans have been like. They've been scared for so long. Why? You've been top. You've been top by 5.
No composure.
You've been top by 8.
No composure.
Yeah, but like that's wrong. Like you being like I've seen Chelsea like when we were actually good be top by 2 points, and I was confident we'd win the league. Like you guys have the league secured. It's fine.
Do you think so? Think about it.
Yeah.
It's only one game. It's only one game in hand. Look, Man City win their game in hand is 3 points. Man City beat us. That's 3 points. It's even, and they're ahead of us on goal difference.
There you go.
Okay, so it's reliant on you to win your games then. Win your games.
Yeah. So you're saying win every other game? I don't know.
You guys can't. Arsenal can't control what. Like I see like, and even you as well saying like, oh, can teams do me a favor and beat City? No, like win your games. What City do is out of your control. Win your games. As long as Arsenal win their games, then.
Egal, you've been there, man, so you understand. You've probably seen them pick the title up, but a lot of these guys have never seen them pick the title up. So of course they should be scared to a degree. You know,
bro.
There's
no composure. I know. There's no composure.
You shouldn't be scared. Like unless you guys don't believe your team is as good as what you make it claim to be. Because a lot of
people don't believe. A lot of people are literally just jumping on the bandwagon, and every time we drop points, just say, you know what, it's over. City won it.
And people should be honest. And people should be like, for me, I'm honest about things. Like, if you guys don't think your team's as good as what you make it out to be, then be honest about it. Like for me, and I've been saying it for like a few months, because like it is what it is. Arsenal have it wrapped up. Like you dropped points 2 days ago or yesterday. Your next game, you'll end up. I don't know who you play your next game. Oh, is it Man?
Yeah, it's Man City. Yo, 1 second. Let me
I
stop
think
you
guys.
there.
I think.
Let me stop you there. My guy Charles is in the house. Charles, what's going on, man?
Hey, Egal, how you doing, man?
Big up,
I'm doing
Charles.
good, man. How you doing, Charles? Talk to me. What do you think about the title race, man?
I'm good. How's everything going?
Bro, I'm worried about the title, man. You think we're gonna win it?
I think we are going to win it. I think people are thinking. Yeah, I think we are going to win it. I think people are thinking Manchester United will win. Manchester City will win all their remaining matches, but it's not going to be easy when you consider the fixture congestion, the FA Cup, the Champions League. It's going to take a toll on them, and I think the gaffer is concentrating on the Champions League. That is his main priority right now, and there'll be some niggles here and there. And at the end of the day, I think Arsenal will win. The doubt you are seeing, the reason why Arsenal fans cannot come out with that chance to say they are going to win the league is because of what has been happening to them from time to time. So nobody wants to get ahead of his or herself, and that's why people cannot come out with their full chest to say we are winning the league. Under normal circumstances, would have fallen out by now. We haven't. There was something that happened yesterday. When Salah missed that penalty, I knew this was Arsenal's year. I'm not going to sweat myself. People who are worried, let them be worried. And you see, that table you showed just now, those three teams are going down. Very unfortunately. Nottingham Forest, I don't think they're going to win any more match. Southampton is doomed already. I wasn't quite sure with Leicester and Bournemouth. Marsh was going to take the position, Leicester's manager's position, but when they lost to Bournemouth, he changed his mind. Okay, and it's a pity that Leicester has gone so bad. It's not a really bad thing, but how do you go from Brendan Rodgers to Marsh? It doesn't make sense. When this discussion started, when Alex came in, we were telling him about the process, and he was angry. Okay, his definition of the process is different from your definition of the process. All good. But the problem is when you have a godfather or a football manager as your owner, and he's the one doing all the buying for a coach who he doesn't understand, for a coach who he doesn't know will be able to fit all these players. It's a big problem. Okay, so whether he wants to call it a process or misplaced process, whoever is going to take over Chelsea has a lot of work to do. Gone are those days where the riches were just so priority of certain clubs. Every club has money now, so it's not going to be as quickly as it was before. Which manager are you going to get now? You've sacked all the good managers in world football. Who else are you going to get?
Probably Luis Enrique.
Sometimes it truth hurts. Football goes in cycles.
Wait. Isn't Dean Smith and John Terry
a very long time to win?
Yeah, John Terry. Breaking news. John Terry is assistant manager.
It took Ajax about 14 years to win their league after a very long time. Okay, it's gone full cycle now. It's with Arsenal, and I'm very, very confident. I don't know about other fans. I'm not going to worry myself about. There's no way City is going to win all their matches. There must be one banana peel match. The most unlikely match is what will shock City. That's all I'm going to say.
And you want to know? I seen did you see the thing that I showed earlier? The chart that I showed earlier where they drop points every season except for 2 seasons, basically. If they do the same thing as they did over the last couple of years, that means they're going to be consistent, but there's going to be somewhere where they drop points like they did in every other year except for this one. They were undefeated in 2 years. 3 out of the 2 years, they were undefeated. If this year is another year where they win all their games, we are screwed. But if they drop points once, and if that game that they drop points is to us, woo, the league is finished. But if they drop points to Brighton, if they drop points to Leicester, Fulham, West Ham, Leeds, Everton, Chelsea, or Brentford, we just need to win our games.
Yeah, you see why I say that you have no control over what City do. Just win your game.
You don't. We only have control over that one game that we play them.
Exactly.
Well said.
And winning at the Etihad is not easy.
Yeah.
But I have one more question. They play in the FA Cup and the Champions League. Does that help us? Does that help us at all?
It must. Come on, they'll be tired.
Does that help
Not
us, guys?
really.
Does it help us?
I mean, like, well, you're talking about the run-in. City for the past, 4 or 5 years, have been playing in the latter stages of the FA Cup and Champions League. So
that's why they've been dropping points, though, Ladimus, isn't
That's
it?
true
That's why they've been
prediction.
doing draws.
but they've still been winning titles. They won 4 titles. In
Yeah,
9
you
years.
are right. But if they do get 1-2 draws, it's basically done.
If they don't drop points, people can't say it's a poor City anymore. Egal, no, we need match fitness. Yeah, so
Well, you guys are fine, man. You got no extra competitions. You're focused. You're tuned in. You're dialed in. You know, you got 1 week to study your opponent, find their weaknesses, come up with a game plan. Nothing in between.
You know what? I think that's it for today. I'm just gonna ask you the earlier question, Charles. We got Safi in here. Staffy, what's going on, Staffy?
Big up.
You're an Arsenal fan?
No, Man United.
Look at the shirts in the back.
I seen the Rashford in the background. Yo, I was just gonna ask you guys: do you guys think Granit Xhaka is at fault for the draw yesterday, Charles and Safi?
Okay. So I was listening to some legends of Liverpool analyze the match, right? And they said anytime they were playing anything, even if they were 3 goals down, they just wanted a situation. They want a situation where the crowd can become a force. So they go like I can't remember his name. This guy. He was one of their top scorers. I can't remember his name. He said he would just go and purposely kick somebody and start a brawl. Once the crowd gets involved, you are in trouble. Okay? But again, at the end of the day, it all depends on how good your team is. I don't believe in all that crap.
1 second, Charles. I think the Anfield hype is gone too far. I feel like people are really, really, really hyping up Anfield. There's no real difference between crowds at Anfield and anywhere else in the world. It's just the media just likes to draw this thing where Anfield is better than every other crowd. Or Liverpool fans in the chat, let me know.
I want to say something about
being
that.
overblown?
Let me say something about that. You guys hear me first of all?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, stop.
Okay, hold on, let me fix.
No, we can hear you. You
hear me fine? Okay.
Yeah.
About that point, I'm glad he brought up the Xhaka point. First of all, I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I have no no allegiance here. Obviously, I hate Liverpool more, so I can probably that's the only time I'll side with Egal and Arsenal. But about the Xhaka thing, I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter. Xhaka this, Xhaka that. And I'm like, all right, maybe Xhaka, we know Xhaka how he is. He always loses his mind. He always does unnecessary shit. I missed the game, so I was like, let me watch the highlights. And then I see the replay. I forgot how it was. Like Xhaka headed it, or it was Trent that headed it. And then Xhaka's turning around, and Trent just shoves him in the back of the head, something like that. And he turns around and just goes at him. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, I get people that are saying he winded up the crowd and this and that. But if it's Man United, if we're playing in Anfield, and Trent does that to one of my players, and he doesn't turn around and try to fuck him up, I'll have more of an issue with that than what Xhaka did. If Xhaka would just walked off, he's just a pussy and he just walked up, he's like, yeah, I'll let Trent get away with it. I'll actually be more mad at that than what he did. Because I don't know what that whole Anfield hype where it's easy. Yeah, it's easy to roast me right now. I'm going to be like, oh, you're Man United, you lost 7. I got all that. But you're acting like the Anfield crowd is some mythical creature that you're not supposed to talk back to. You're not supposed to touch none of their players. They could just walk all over you. with the ball, without the ball, that can fight you, that can dominate you on the pitch, off the pitch. And I'm like, but what did Xhaka do wrong? Like, he showed some fight. Like, do you want him to be a pussy? Like,
You want to know
Xhaka's
something?
Albanian, bro.
Let me tell you something. Stuff. You know what they don't show on the media? They don't show that Konate left one on him 2 minutes before that. And
Oh
he
yeah,
left
I saw
one
that.
On Trent.
It was on
retaliation.
the right side of the pitch when and like he tackled him, and then like Liverpool went on the counter right away, and he went like, bro, that tackle with Konate was a proper Premier League tackle. Like, he tried to fuck him up with that tackle. So like Xhaka doing that on the other side, I saw nothing wrong with it. Saying that he winded up the crowd and stuff, I'm like, bro, if my team is contending for the title and we're going head to head, I mean, you're not contending with Liverpool, but you're going against a former champion and a team that is used to being in these big stages, especially at home. And if my players don't show fight, especially Xhaka, I don't care if Xhaka is known for his history, like, you know, that he's a little bit rash and he does this and that. First of all, people need to understand Xhaka is not Swiss. Xhaka is Albanian. Those Albanians don't play that shit. Okay, so like, wasn't Xhaka the one that chased off the guy that? Well, it was Kolasinac.
Well, that was Kolasinac.
Yeah, but still, you get it. That part of Europe, they don't do that shit. So it's like when Trent just pushes him in the back of the head like that, and he goes around and he just like argues with them. I saw nothing wrong with it. I would expect that from my
players. He's an easy target, my friend. That's the reality.
Yeah, but most top strikers, they'll go down, cover their face, and maybe get him sent off. You know, Diego Costa would have done that all day.
But Xhaka, like when Xhaka squares up, he actually means that. He means it. If he squares up, he's like, yeah, I actually want to square up with you.
Yeah, Prime, you're gonna say
target,
something? We'll go to Charles.
You say he's an easy target.
You're ready to say something. Go ahead.
Egal, you say he's an easy target, but is that not the fault of Arsenal fans? You've been attacking Xhaka for so long.
It is.
And now the media are going to find a way to, like, you know, you drop points against Liverpool. We know, like, Arsenal fans can be, you know, volatile at times. They're going to find a way to clickbait and do things in the media. Like, it is what
Prime,
it is.
You're
like,
right. Prime, you're right. When, for example, at Chelsea Football Club, who's Mason Mount? Every article will be written about Mason Mount. At Liverpool Football Club, every article will be written about somebody. We know at Manchester United what they're gonna write. They're gonna make jokes about Rashford, or they're gonna say Martinez stuff, or they're gonna do something about Bruno. Bruno's the number one target at Man United, so he's gonna get all the stuff, right? Then target. you go to Man City. Jack Grealish was the target, the drunken Jack Grealish, they're gonna say, and then you go to every club has their guy that the media go and scapegoat and they make jokes about, and that guy for Arsenal is Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka is the scapegoat number one. If Bukayo Saka did what Granit Xhaka did, no one would have said a word. People would have said it's good that he's short.
And then we got. I think we played into their hands first and foremost. I think the events of last year were playing out where Arteta and Klopp went into an argument, and from that point on, we just went down. Secondly, in the all or nothing, whatever, Arteta went as far as playing "You Don't Walk Alone" in the training, in trying to create that kind of atmosphere. So, like, you're already telling the people that you are petrified of that stadium. You really have to behave yourself and all that. And you know, like the rules when it comes to Anfield, like once that crowd comes in, you know, it's a little bit difficult, and it affected the way Xhaka played yesterday. It affected the way he played, because after that yellow card, he was a lot more cautious, because anything, you know, like, I mean, see that penalty. The penalty was as soft as they can be, but what can you do? So I'm sure those were, again, the hype team. The hype team is that if you're a very good team, you will go to Anfield. And when Madrid beat them 5-2, I didn't see any Anfield hype, right? Ashavin went to that stadium. Ashavin went to that stadium and scored 4. One player scored 4 goals. We used to make mincemeat of Liverpool. So it's all, like I said, it's a cycle. Okay, it goes from one team to another. All right. So maybe it's Arsenal's turn now. Man United might not like that, but you know, I'm happy with what you guys are doing. And as long as you don't get ahead of yourself, everything will be fine. we know who the real rivalries are in the Premier League. You know, I know you see Liverpool as your main rival, but the real heated rival, Manchester United and Arsenal. I mean, like those were real. Like when they play together, it's either the pizza is being thrown at somebody or somebody is kicking somebody's leg. Not the Liverpool and City hype.
Liverpool, they're not your real rivals. I see them on Twitter celebrating.
Yes,
I see Liverpool fans. Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say, I agree with you.
Okay.
I don't think they're real rivals. I saw was it you that commented? Someone else on Twitter commented on someone posted like after yesterday's game and like tagged like one of the Man City pages and like hey, like we basically did you a favor. You guys go next or whatever. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's the same Liverpool that was going head to head with Pep for about 4 or 5 years. They got 1 championship out of 5. So Pep already shit on you, shit on your manager. There was never a debate who's better between Klopp and Pep. Whoever talks about that, you're insane or you don't know ball. It's one of the two. Because one has 4 titles and one has 1. Okay? So we can talk about the Champions League some other time, but that's irrelevant right now. And then these are the guys that you competed with and you fell off this year. So what do? You're trying to celebrate. Instead of saying, I hope Arsenal win it because I don't want City to get 1 more while we're on a decline. So now it's 5-1. You're saying, oh, we just did you a favor. It's your move next or whatever. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is why the Fergie and Arsene Wenger rivalry, that era, and when you stick in like Jose Mourinho when he came in late, when you talk about that era, that was those were the real eras of rivalries and true hatred, not hatred, like not personal hatred, but football hatred. Yeah. You know, where I really don't want you to win, even if I'm finishing that. There was 2 years when Chelsea got first place right after Jose Mourinho came into the league, and I think we finished 3rd one of those years, something like that. But I don't remember any Man United fans. Obviously, I was young at the time, but I don't remember any Man United fans sitting there and saying like, oh, you know, like, I'm glad Chelsea came in and took 1 from us or from Arsenal, whatever. Like, no. Whoever comes in and is taking a title from us, that's my rival right now. And I'm not celebrating if someone else is coming in to take it from someone, unless it's Spurs. I get it. Spurs as an example or going for the league. Like, yeah, you have to hate whoever's against. I mean, support whoever's against because you really hate Spurs. But other than that, I just don't believe. I don't understand like these Liverpool fans that were so happy about it.
To be fair, back
I'm
then,
just gonna say this.
United and Arsenal fans did band together. The Chelsea were winning.
There was no Twitter back in the day, bro. So.
But there was no Twitter yet. That's why I didn't really want to talk.
No, but like, if you talk to the old heads,
back then was weird because there was a 3-horse race. There's no 3-horse races nowadays.
Every year it changes as well, man.
Yeah, back then there were 3-horse races. 3 teams were going for the title.
Wait, when?
And everybody is saying Farmers League. Yeah, we're almost turning the English Premiership into a Farmers League. If City actually wins this again,
the year before the year before the Invincibles, the year before the Invincibles was it the year? No, it was the year after or the year before. One of those years. It was a 3-horse race for the title. The year of the Invincibles, it was a 3-horse race for the title. After that, there was a season where it was a 2008 season. I think I forget who won that year, but when you guys both went to the Champions League final, it was a 3-horse race again for the title. There was a lot of 3-horse races up until the 2010s for the title. The 2000s to 2010s, there was a Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United. There was numerous seasons where there was a 3-horse race.
I don't know how
when was the last 3-horse race?
Do you want to consider the Leicester season a 3-horse race?
No, because that Leicester season was Leicester and Spurs.
To be honest, Spurs were never top. Arsenal spent more time at the top of the table than Spurs.
And Spurs finished 3rd anyway.
Yeah.
You guys came in late that season and got 2nd place, but it was Spurs that's technically.
No, but up until February, we were 1st in the league. Do you remember Danny Welbeck's goal?
Yeah, and then you massively.
And then you guys fell off. You guys fell off
in February. February was always
Leicester and Spurs went ahead of you guys, and then you guys snatched 2nd place last minute.
Regardless, Forget about the 3-horse races nowadays. It doesn't happen anymore. The title, composure is all I call for. Calm down, guys. If we drop points, it's not over. If we against Liverpool we drop points, it's not over. The reality is now we just need to continue to win. If we drop more points against West Ham, then it's really in trouble. But the reality
I don't think you will.
Until City are ahead of us in the league table, we can't start crying. People need to grow up here.
What is your what games do you play up until you play City?
I swear I just put it on the table, didn't I? I literally just had it on the board, didn't I? So we play Southampton, West Ham. Southampton, West Ham,
We
then
play
Man
West
City.
Ham. We play Southampton.
Look at how important this is. Our next 2 games, we could be 9 points ahead of City before we face them.
Because you guys got 2 games ahead of them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're fine then. I don't see what the complaining is about. It's fine.
If we win our next 2 games, we'll be 9 points ahead of City going into that game against City.
You will win.
Bro, they should be nervous.
You'll batter West Ham. You'll batter West
You
Ham.
will batter West Ham. Yeah, that's an
What
easy
about
game.
Southampton?
Easy game.
You'll batter
Listen,
them
bro,
too. Those teams aren't good.
You have an advantage right now that you're out of all comps. While City has to play midweek,
Yes.
they have the Champions League midweek against Bayern, which is a big game. And I believe that week where it's postponed, they play in the what's it called, the FA Cup. So
FA Cup,
prediction says the last title race with 3 of us was 2008-2009 season. I think I said that. Didn't I say 2008?
yeah, you said something like that, but I don't think it was 8-9. I think it was 7-8.
Yeah. Hazard's boyhood Arsenal fan. Yes, Pepe is a boyhood Chelsea fan. He's playing like one too.
Bro, listen, yeah, they give away bare free t-shirts around the world, man. Just because you got a picture of someone wearing a free shirt as a kid doesn't mean he supports that club.
It is what it is. Look, majority of them are fake anyways. Charles, staff, guys, honestly, thank you for coming on. Big up to Alex, who also came on. Big up to Wilson, who also came on. I want to do more of these call-in shows. Maybe I'll do it once a week, just because I feel like it's good to do shows where you guys can come on. Staff, are you following me on Twitter? Follow me on
I was about to tell you, I'd be going after you on Twitter. You just didn't recognize my name. But I'm going to drop my name in the private
Twitter.
I'll drop it in the private chat right now.
All right, no worries.
I'll be going after you, bro, because I'll be going after you because you do have some controversial tweets from here to there. Yeah, he be doing that to get some reaction.
I know you. You're the guy with the freaking Ten Hag picture.
I had the Ten Hag picture. I changed it because I've been on the match reaction with Terry a couple times. But Terry's dyslexia is so bad when he reads some names, he doesn't notice that my name, when I send super chats, is the same person that gets on. So I was like, I gotta change my picture so he knows I'm the same dude. But it was me with the Ten Hag picture.
That's not your Twitter handle.
What do you mean? That is it. It is my Twitter handle.
There it is in the chat. Private.
Wait, let me see. Maybe did I misspell it?
You might have misspelled it. Yeah, yo, people, we're gonna wrap it up. We've been going for over 2 hours. This is not like me. The wife is not home. I got work in the morning. And yeah, alhamdulillah, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next video. It's been a great stream. I'll catch you guys next time.
Guys.
John Terry supported Man United. So what? That's true. That's true. That's true. Big up, everyone. Have yourselves a wonderful day.